What is this, man? Shout out to everybody. So I guess Selena Gomez is crying. She's crying. So I don't know, man. Well, let's listen to what Pierce Morgan has to say about this. Pierce Morgan's title is very interesting, y'all. I do want to say that. Shout out to the god of journalism, right? He said, weeping for unalivers, immigration and pardons debate. Let's get into this. Shout out to Sean to see everybody in the chat. Shout out.
The left seem to specialize in fueled by liberal celebrity.
Oh, he's got him up there. Oh, Lord. Oh, he's got
this monster. Yeah, you throw up
Lord Trump on there. All right, we about to see what's going on.
Country as he sees it to make America great again. And he's held more press conferences and taken more questions, both in the Oval Office and on board Air Force One, than Biden did in 4 years. Trump even found time to hold a campaign-style rally in Las Vegas at the weekend.
Yo, I cannot believe he just said that. He's done more than Biden's done in the past 4 years. Hey, so we not crazy. Shout out to Froggy Meggsy. Shout out to Pierce Morgan. Let's see what he got to say.
Well, he gleefully explained his get-it-done strategy.
Macron of France, they'll call you back in 2 months. So 2 months comes along and there's no call. They say, he didn't call.
Shout out to 2K.
The stories are, I mean, these stories are not very exaggerated. I want to tell you, they're a little bit for laughter, but you know, it's only for.
Hold on, 2K Hooper, he said, yo, Piper, I want to salute you. You don't wait after battle rap to make views or make you eat real hustle. Look, man, like battle rap, I like it. I talk about it because I like it, but that's not really what like makes the money no more, really. You know what I'm saying? It's not even really about money. It's just like interest too. It's not what, I mean, I'm interested in it, like certain things, but like it's not, you know, everybody is like doing the same thing in media. Like they all just talk about the same things now. Like, you know, so it's not like the same as it was. So it's not fun like when I was doing media, like in it to where everybody had like different type of things that they was doing. It's not like that anymore. It's like everybody, like one topic, everybody talks about the same thing. So that's why I kind of just like, let me do something for a minute. I go back to it every once in a while, but let me do something else.
Laughter. The fake news will say, oh, he exaggerated. It was only 1 month, you know. But he would say he'd call you back, and then he'd never call, and then they could never get him on the phone. And the problem I have is that when
if y'all can too, hit the likes. You know what I'm saying? 2K said 100. Shout out to you. Hit the likes. And then we got a Cupcake Girl in here. She said deport her with them, so she not. Bye. Look, and then Ian said, what's up, bro? I see you doing your thing on TikTok. Keep up the amazing work. Oh, shout out to you. Yeah, so we ended up going viral. This is y'all fault. Y'all told me to do a TikTok. Y'all like, won't you do a TikTok? And I'm like, yo, I don't really, I've done them before, but I kind of like, you know, like my dog and stuff like that. I didn't like really get too crazy like on TikTok. He said cracking 100,000 views is not easy. If you talk about like different things like in politics or entertainment, you could get it. It just depends on, you know, what it is of the time and all of that. You put stuff out, like you could get it. It just depends on what it is. But yeah, man, like I did a TikTok and yeah, I had put it on Twitter first and people like, yo, like just put that on. People DM me like, yo, put that on TikTok. It was like a quick video, so that I put it on TikTok, and it did 2.7 million views. I think it's like 2.8 million now. I got like 21,000 followers in 24 hours. Like, I don't even be on TikTok. I had like, I think like 800 or something like that. Like followers. Oh, whoa, it's going up. I got 23,400 followers now. That's crazy. You see what I'm saying? Like, that's crazy. And I had like, I think like 800 before that, like 800 followers. And then that just went crazy. So like now, like all in my DMs now on TikTok, it's like a bunch of sponsors. So like, that's kind of interesting, but it's like, they monetized it. They just like, yo, you know, I applied for monetization or whatever on TikTok. They gave it to me. So we're gonna see what that does. We're gonna ride over there on TikTok for a minute. But one thing about TikTok I didn't know, it's kind of like Instagram a little bit, to where like if you go live on it, they don't like blast you out to everybody. Like you might still, like if I go live on TikTok, I'll probably have like 40 people, like 20 or 30 people. But it was cool, like the interaction, because everybody's sending you like donations and stuff like that, and they're happy to see you because you made them laugh. So that's kind of cool. But you could use TikTok to kind of like move your audience in different places and stuff like that. But I'm kind of thinking TikTok's gonna go down after, I think it's like 60 or 90 days or something like that. Like, so I'll use it for now, but I'm not gonna put all my eggs in one basket. You see what I'm saying? But shout out to y'all for hitting the hundreds.
When I speak to them immediately, they say, could we speak to the president? Would that be possible? We could do it anytime over the next month. They're so used to this, right? I say, no, I'll pick it up right now.
But that's another thing. Like, we gonna get back into this. Like what Goods was saying in the blog I did before this, like, yo, you have to figure out like how to become lit outside of battle rap. You cannot make battle rap your whole life. You're gonna go crazy. And so, politics is what I'm interested in now. So I've been talking about this.
Is he on the phone? Yeah, hello, how you doing? That's what, get it over with, right? Get it over with.
Well, those world leaders are getting a big spoonful of the America First medicine. Colombia's president initially announced his country would flatly refuse to accept deportation flights from the United States as the new administration ramps up its tough new immigration policy. Trump responded by threatening him with massive tariffs.
Oh, Mafioso, you seen that? Yeah, like it's everywhere. It's got like, I think like 3 million views. There's one person on Twitter with it. It's got 3 million views. Another person took the video and they got like 2 million views on Twitter. And then it's like a couple videos on Instagram that got a couple million views. And then my video on TikTok's got 2.8 million views. So yeah, that is kind of crazy. That is kind of crazy.
They said he cancelled the visas of all Colombian government officials.
You just follow me on there, Foggy Megsy? I'm gonna have to follow you back.
And supporters. And guess what? Last night, Colombia's president agreed to all of America's demands. As said the Colombian president.
He said, 2K said, look at other battle rap bloggers still waiting for battles to talk about. I mean, they can do it too. You know what I mean? Like, it's just maybe they don't feel like it. Or do something else. Like, maybe they just don't feel like it. I don't know. Maybe they busy doing something else. I don't know.
Presidential plane would now be sent to aid the deportation effort. You might not like it, but you can't say it's not incredibly efficient. This week, we'll find out just how far the Trump transformation can go. Pete Hegseth was confirmed as the defense secretary over the weekend, but 3 of Trump's most contentious cabinet picks, Kash Patel, Tulsi Gabbard, and RFK Jr., face the U.S. Senate this week. Well, join me now to discuss.
Do you think that the Senate is going to approve RFK to be the head of the FDA? What do y'all think about that? I think they're going to try everything they can to stop that from happening. That's what I think. But it would be nice. Tulsi Gabbard, I think she's going to get her confirmation. But somebody what's his name? Robert Kennedy trying to drastically change, make sure that we have a good food supply. They're not going to allow that. Like, it's too much at risk. I mean, I hope they do. You know what I mean? I rock with RFK. So I hope they do allow it, but we'll see.
Discuss all of this is frenzied first week. It's Brandon Struck. He's a Republican commentator and campaigner, pardoned by President Trump for his role in January 6th. Journalist and political commentator Geraldo Rivera, and the Democrat commentator and podcaster Joanne Carducci, a.k.a. JoJo from Jerz. Welcome to all of you. We also later will have Lara Trump will be joining us, which will be fascinating given what's happened to her father-in-law in the last week. Geraldo, great to see you.
Alex said, do you think we stop these? Hey, Alex, I don't want to say nothing bad about them people. Shout out to them. Thug life. I'm not saying nothing bad. I don't want nobody sending any of them people anything I said. So I'm not talking about them. I know how they get down. Shout out to them.
We've spoken many times over the years about Donald. Happy New Year, belatedly. We've spoken a lot, Geraldo, about Donald Trump over the years. We both appeared on his Celebrity Apprentice show 15 years ago. We know him well. You got a bit fed up with him, to put it mildly. Were you stunned by the scale of his win?
I was. I thought that it was pretty clear he was going to win, Piers, but the fact that he also won the popular vote, I figured the electoral college and all that, without going into the arcane American system to the UK audience, I thought that Trump, in January 6th, really discredited himself to such an extent that he should never, ever be president again. And I thought a lot of Americans agreed with me. I was wrong. He won the Electoral College and he won the popular vote resoundingly. It's pretty clear that, and he's even more popular now than he was on Election Day. So I think that that's pretty clear that Donald Trump has a
Hey, thank you for hitting the confetti and everything.
mandate from the American people
Hey, yo, I'm not talking about battle rap in this. This is politics.
to make his
I did a blog and I talked about that right before this one. I talked about all of that stuff in there.
America Great Again agenda happen, Pierce.
Just to clarify, Geraldo, no need to apologize to UK audience because we're now a global show. I'm actually broadcasting from Saudi Arabia in Riyadh right now. That's where we are. We have more viewers now to Piers Morgan Uncensored in America than anywhere else in the world. So no need at all to worry about any UK sensibilities, Geraldo. You can be as American as you like.
Okay, dude.
But Geraldo, before I let you go to the other two, Trump has hit the ground ferociously hard.
I've never seen like a president do this before. Like this fast, like his campaign promises, most of them have already been fulfilled within the first week. Like, what was his campaign promises? Like okay, we're gonna like start deporting people. We're gonna try to start shoring up the border. I mean, what is he doing? What is he doing? Oh, I think that it should only be two genders. I'm gonna make, in America that we only recognize two genders. He signed an executive order. I mean, what are we doing? I'm gonna make this a merit-based society. What if he just got rid of DEI in the federal government? And that triggered other people to follow. I mean, what is he doing? I think he's just, everything that he's promising, he's just getting it out of the way. Oh, North Carolina, we need to do something about that. He went to North Carolina, got people out of tents and put them up in furnished apartments. Oh, they need to do something about California. He went over there and he removed the federal to where they don't have to try to get federal permits. So none of them holds are on. Like what? Like, bro, he has done all of this in less than 2 weeks. That's crazy. I've never seen, like, what president have you seen ever do anything like this? I'll wait. I've never seen this before ever.
This time round, and it looks to me like a guy who, for two reasons, feels he's had a new lease of life. One, quite literally, because he nearly died in an assassination attempt. And in fact, there were two attempts on his life in the space of a few weeks, but one where he was hit on the ear, came half an inch away from death. And secondly, that as a president, he's got another go at it. And he's had 4 years to sit in the wilderness and think about what he got right, what he got wrong. And it seems to me that this time round, fueled by the fact that he survived the assassin's bullet, he's just decided to go for it. And he's going to do all the things that he wanted to do, perhaps regretted not doing quickly enough first time, while he's got the first 2 years in particular of this extraordinary, overwhelming mandate. I just get a sense of a guy, as we would say over here, with his gander up, who's going for it full tilt. And it's, whatever people think of what he's doing, and I'm sure not all the panelists are going to agree that it's all a force for good, it's certainly incredibly exciting to watch.
Well, in terms of me personally, and the
A-Dub said, never in my 42 years of life have I seen anything like this. Never. And then he's got a dream team. He's got Elon Musk, Vivek, all this. This is a dream team, dog. This is crazy. Robert Kennedy, like what? He entire DOJ weaponized against him, still became president. And just, karma and all that, like to watch it all play out was interesting. The Fonnie Willis and Nathan Wade situation. And then we start seeing how corrupt Fonnie Willis was. And then now we're starting to see how corrupt Biden actually is. This is very, very interesting to see all of this play out.
Relationship I had with Donald Trump, I fell in love with him all over again in that defiant way that he survived the assassin's bullet and never lost his composure, clenched his fist. He was like a superhero, and I thought that he really behaved magnificently in terms of him getting his gander up. My goodness, look what he did in Gaza, for example. A very, very difficult.
Bro, he had he tried to deport violent, illegal immigrants and send them back to Colombia. They didn't want to accept them back. What did he do? What did he do? All right, we imposing sanctions on y'all. Not sanctions, but tariffs on y'all. Not playing, bro. Get it together or deal with us. You know what I mean? I like that.
Difficult situation that it seemed the parties were content to bloody each other, and the civilian death toll mounting, etc. Israel defiant. I thought that he did a magnificent job, Trump, in getting the parties to the table in Gaza and finally getting a ceasefire in that awful bloodbath of a region. You mentioned the Colombian president. He was, again, the third time we used the word defiant. The Colombian president was defiant.
And Ralph family said, this is exactly what I voted for all 3 times. Yo, there are people out here that think that Trump won 3 times. What do y'all think about that in the comment section? Do y'all feel like Trump won all 3? I'm just asking.
And said to the American president, I'm not taking that plane load of...
And we had to make, the American people had to make this election too big to fail.
Colombian migrants, undocumented migrants, forget about it. You're sending them in American military aircraft. Their hands are bound, their feet are bound on the plane. I'm not taking them. It's undignified. But Trump said, if you're not taking them, I'm going to close the embassy in Bogota. I'm going to, not issue visas to any of your VIPs. Colombia is one of those countries where the rich kind of commute back and forth between the United States and Colombia, very often having dual residences. So it was something that he struck a chord, to say the least. The Colombian president caved, and there you have it. I think that Trump is on a roll. He's got the full might and majesty of the American, economic engine behind him. He has, this wicked tariff he could throw on anybody at any time. I think that, I would not, if I were a foreign leader, get in his way right now, Piers. I think that he's on a roll.
Well, Joe,
Tamara said, boo-hoo.
Joe, I saw that you were... in fact, you were called stony-faced is how I would categorize your expression there. Welcome to Uncensored. Great to have you here. You made a big name for yourself in the last year, so it's exciting to have you. I don't think you feel he's quite on the roll in the euphoric way that Geraldo does. Am I right in picking up the rather more negative vibes?
Well, thank you for having me on. And yeah, no, you're definitely picking up what I'm laying down. But I wanted to start with, Piers, your comment about Donald Trump's achievement in installing a Diet Coke button in the Resolute desk, because I'm old-fashioned, I guess, and my barometer for achievement is maybe not leaving office, saddling our economy with the 3rd largest debt relative to the size of our economy of any president in our history. But I mean, maybe you measure success differently. And I just wanted to also mention Geraldo. Yeah.
Yeah.
You're right about it being exciting. Someone mentioned something about this being exciting, but I'm old enough to know and grew up in the tri-state area that sometimes exciting things also yield nothing, like, you know, a vault being opened on live TV or something like that, where you can get a lot of excitement and drum it up. And then ultimately it yields nothing. I mean, I'm just old enough to remember that. Oh, look, Geraldo, all due respect, I did grow up with you on TV, and everyone remembers that sort of infamously, well, I don't know how to, I won't say it was a failure, but let's just say infamous event. But you mentioned that he has a mandate, and I wanted to...
television.
We got Masfiaso with the $5 donation. He said those future Trump documentaries coming on what he went through to get to his presidency is going to be lit. Thug life. Yeah, exactly. Just imagine, bro. I've never seen nothing like this before in my life. Like, we are in people, I'm talking about decades and decades from now, right? This is gonna be historic. I don't care what nobody say. This is definitely gonna be historic. And we're living through all of this right now. And we're literally watching a president.
Oh, look, I mean, we watched it, right? It was amazing. It's now become a punchline and a running joke, and all due respect, you know, so we all build our careers the way we do. But you mentioned that he has a mandate, and I wanted to touch on that because he did not win the majority of the popular vote. He has a plurality of the popular vote. There are more people in this country who didn't vote for him than did. So none of that is a mandate by any stretch of the imagination.
Hang on, putting aside your very quick, sly whack at Geraldo, who's far too gentlemanly, I'm sure.
To whack at Geraldo.
But putting that aside, actually, Trump does have an undeniable, incredible mandate. He won the Electoral College, the popular vote, the White House, the Senate, and the House of Representatives. It is what is called in politics a clean sweep. And you on the left, with all due respect...
He's also lost all of those things. The first one to ever do that, Piers. He's also lost all of those things. The first one to ever do that.
But at some point, I think in the process of Democrats trying to somehow regain some credibility, you are going to have to just accept you've got a complete shellacking. You're just going to have to. And then you're going to have to work out how you're going to somehow get back at Trump in a way that doesn't involve just endless screaming.
Hey, Bobby Perkins said, Piper Boy is a conservative. Who would have ever thought? Like, why would you not think I was a conservative? Like, why would you not think that? Like, you know what I mean? I like money.
As we're speaking, Selena Gomez, right? I'm going to play you a clip. This is exactly what I'm talking about the kind of ludicrous hysteria that the left seem to specialize in, fueled by liberal celebrities, that they think works for the public, but actually makes the public laugh at them. Selena Gomez has decided that the correct response to, so far, a bunch of illegal immigrant criminals, including some despicable people, by the way, with despicable crimes, have been deported, that this is the correct response. Let's take a look.
See you later.
I just wanted to say that I'm so sorry. All my people are getting attacked. The children.
I feel so sorry. Oh, people are getting it. What's she talking about? People being attacked. What is Selena Gomez talking about, y'all? What is this? I feel like people are being attacked because they're forced to go home and be with their families. Like, what?
I just wanted to say that I'm so sorry. All my people are getting attacked. The children.
Y'all know Selena Gomez is wildin', bro. Yo, and then did you see her? She like, people are being attacked. Oh my God. She thinks she playing us? Like, what? How much is she worth? She ain't create no companies to help people get citizenship. Let me see. Selena Gomez. Net worth. 1.3 billion. Wait a minute, she got 1.3 billion, and she not figuring out no companies or businesses to help people get like. All right, Selena Gomez. All right.
It's the correct response. Let's take a look.
Just wanted to say that I'm so sorry.
Yo, how did she get all of this money, bruh? Net worth. Hold up. This great. How did she get all this money? Selena Gomez is an American singer, actress, producer, songwriter, and social media megastar who has a net worth of $1 billion. As we detail in the next section of this article, the vast majority of Selena Gomez's net worth comes thanks to her highly successful makeup company, Rare Beauty. Oh, okay. All right, that's what it is. Yo, what? I see why people be like after her. I'm like, she look mad regular. Why do people like her? She rich. Yo, all right.
All my people are getting attacked. The children. I don't understand. I'm so sorry. I wish I could do something, but
I wish I could do something. But I can't do anything, even though I got 1.3 billion and I could probably get you lawyers and do this, but I don't want to because I want to keep all my money. I want to keep my money. Hey, YouTube, y'all know what it is? Oh my God. I just want to help everybody. Oh my God. I don't know what to do. Give them money. Mafioso with the $2 donation. He says Selena Gomez is lizard. Froggy Mexi says she needs mental health. Something is going on, bro. I think she feels like, let me show them I'm still rocking with them. Let me do that. You know what I mean? Let me just get on here, cry a little bit of cry. Maybe they'll believe me. And I won't have to come up a dime. Yo, this is crazy, bro. Selena Gomez is crazy.
I can't. I don't know what to do. I'll try everything, I promise.
Now, there's a lot to unpack there, but you should know that she almost immediately deleted it because the instant reaction from Americans.
Oh, so she deleted it. Oh, Lord. You see what I'm saying? I don't know what to do. Oh, my God.
Was to absolutely ridicule this absurdly narcissistic response from somebody trying to make this all about her, weeping for people, in some cases I've seen rapists and murderers. What is she crying about?
Exactly. Like, they acting like they deporting, like, super nice Americans right now. Like, they literally are going after people who have broken the law. You know what I mean? Like, not just came here illegally, like, also, like, really broke the law. Those are the people they're going after. She's like, oh, well, I don't care about all the crimes they committed. We want them to stay. She need to go too. Get her up out of here.
In some cases, like right here in my state, it was a U.S. citizen and veteran, Piers, that was also detained without a warrant at his place of work. So, I mean, if you want to talk about the rapists and criminals that are being detained, but you're just going to not refer to those situations as well, we're not really painting a full picture. And I want to just stop really quickly on the emotion that she expressed there. We are traumatizing our society as we speak. We are traumatizing our children. There are kids in my town where I live. My kids are almost 12 and 15 years old, and they ask me every day. My friends want to know when their parents are going to be taken, and will they have to go too? And if they don't go, who will take care of them? There was a video that went around my town last night that children here thought was real of ICE coming and taking kids out of
So
their
let me
homes.
ask you.
This
Let me
is
ask you.
traumatizing, Piers.
Okay, Jojo, let me ask you. So do you believe then that it is entirely correct and proper that illegal immigrants who've entered the country illegally and are then criminals who've broken the law, that they should be allowed to stay? And what about the million people who've already been processed for deportation under the Biden administration but weren't actually deported? Would you keep them as well? In other words, for you, is there no limit to what people can do? They can come in illegally, they can break the law with impunity, they can be processed for deportation, but still you want to keep them in America. Well, what are you saying? It's important to clarify it.
Well, I never said that, but I never said that at all.
Yo, did Pierce Morgan just body bag her? Like, what is she saying? Like, this is a difficult argument for a Democrat to argue, because they want to say, oh, well, people deserve to be here, right? Which is crazy, because it's like you didn't even like go through the process. They want to say people deserve to be here. They shouldn't be like pulled away from their families and all. But the issue that they're having right now is that the people that they're deporting are criminals, like gang leaders and people that have unalive people. Like, these are the people that they're trying to like argue for right now. This is like literal insanity. People that keep breaking the law, the government keeps letting them out of jail. They break the law again, the government lets them out of jail. And then they want to say, well, they need to be able to stay. Oh my God. Like, what? Selena Gomez has lost it, bro. I think she probably came to her realization when she seen the first million comments saying, girl, you bugging. She took that down, but it was already too late. Everybody had it. And I just seen, like, you know what I mean? Like, what could happen? You know what I mean? Like, I went viral, like, just yesterday, you know, did millions and millions of views, like, on a video. So if you put something out, it's out there. You know you can do. Like, make sure you know what you're going to say before you really speak on, you know, like a subject like that. But I don't know, man. I think Selena Gomez is severely emotional right now. She not thinking.
In fact, I do. I will say that, you know, first of all, my father was an immigrant who came here lawfully from Lebanon, worked for 50 years for the Department of Defense.
Shout out to I am Craig Johnson, #1 gifter on TikTok. Shout out to you. Appreciate you.
Believed in a shining city on a hill. I would also say that if we're going to have that converse, I believe that, by the way, there's much reform to be made to the immigration process in this country. If I were an expert on that, I'd have a very different job. I'm not. I will say that it needs to be done and needs to be addressed. But if we're going to have the
so do I not like Trump? I ain't say nothing like that. I rocks with Trump. I ain't got no problem with Trump.
Conversation about consequences and rule of law, then we need to have that conversation about somebody sitting on your panel right now who was a January 6th insurrectionist and was pardoned for his crimes. So if you're going to thread the needle on what is acceptable in terms of allowing crime.
We got 20,000 views on this video right now on YouTube. Y'all hit the like button. Dog Live. Wait a minute. Stop playing with me. What y'all doing? Somebody said common sense. Yeah, man, like, this is ridiculous. Like, this lady, it sounds like she just wants all these people to stay here and who are illegal, breaking laws, breaking into people's houses, doing everything that they've been doing, like, you know what I mean, like, to the women and all that. Like, she just feels like they should just stay here. Like, that's insanity. This is crazy, man. Shout out to you. Hold on. I'm on TikTok too, y'all. Shout out to y'all. Thug Life. Somebody said, love your videos. Appreciate you.
What is not acceptable in terms of allowing crime or forgivable in terms of allowing crime because of the color of someone's skin or the status of their
Shout out to NJ Drive on TikTok. I see you.
Citizenship. I don't
got the gifter badge. Shout out to you. Somebody says, send her to Coloma, Honduras.
I think this is a conversation about the rule of law at all.
Okay, but just to be clear, because you haven't answered the question, would you let illegal immigrants who break the law
Do I think that people should be able to? No, I don't. I don't think anyone should be able to break the law in this country and have no consequences for it. I do think that there are other ways to handle immigration.
What are you talking about, lady? Thug life. She's on. Oh, I think there's other ways. Hey, get him up out of here. She acting like these are traffic tickets. These people are coming to our country unaliving. They're getting them up out of here. What is her problem? Oh, well, there are other ways we can keep them. Like, no. We don't need these people like doing that. Oh my God, like y'all want the people y'all just don't want nobody breaking into nobody's houses and taking their money. Like what? Get out of here. She is bugged out.
Than rounding people up in their elementary schools or going to their places of work or showing up at the groves where they're picking the citrus fruit that none of us will pick. And so
I don't care about people not wanting to pick citrus fruit, lady. Create a machine that will pick the citrus fruit. We should not be having people. Oh, Lord, these Democrats is hilarious, bro. Like, what is she talking about? Well, we should just let them stay here because nobody's going to pick the citrus fruit. This is what she's saying. Nobody's going to pick the citrus fruit. Oh, my God. This is insanity.
That whole thing
Shout out to Bailey. I see you in here. Somebody said it is exhausting, but you will never ever be able to reason with them.
We don't even have the citrus crops we used to have because no one will pick it. Do I think that they should be able to commit crimes willy-nilly? No, I don't think anybody in this country should be able to do that. But do I think dehumanizing them by putting it on TV?
Dehumanizing criminals by putting them in handcuffs and sending them home? They not putting them in jail for 20 years. They just sending them home. I think they're getting off easy, lady. She wants citrus fruit that bad. You could, I wonder what Pierce Morgan is thinking, like, with this lady on here. Like, bro, this is insanity.
With Dr. effing Phil is the way to do it? No, we've seen this.
Hold on. Love and on TikTok said they committed the crime by coming here in the first place on top of whatever else they did. Yeah, exactly. But she believes that it doesn't matter, like, whatever crime they commit. They have to be able to pick the citrus fruit because we don't have Americans here that want to pick citrus fruit. I'm not saying this. She is saying that. Yeah, Paul Warner on YouTube said that is crazy. Yes. Why don't she just have, like, why don't she have these people, like, live at her house? She want all of us to be in danger.
This playbook before, Piers. Everyone on this panel knows we've seen this playbook before. This is how you dehumanize people so that you can get clear the path towards atrocity.
Okay,
and I'm not on board with that.
Let me ask you my favorite. All right, before I go to Brandon to respond, do you know my favorite question for my liberal friends is who was the biggest deporter of them all? Who deported more illegal immigrants than any president in history?
Obama! I think he's going to say Obama. What y'all think? Who is the president that has deported more illegal immigrants than anybody else? I think he's going to say Obama. What do y'all think? Thug life. I think he's about to say Obama.
Prorata per year.
You're going to say Barack Obama, right? You're going to say Barack Obama.
Well, yeah, but I'm not saying.
And who did Barack Obama use to carry out his deportation plans? It was Tom. It was Tom. The one that's doing it now, it was him. But it wasn't this big, abysmal issue. right? The chat got it right. Draco said Obama. Respect VA said Obama. Karen Stoner said Obama. Rick said Obama. Florida Ray said Obama. Mr. Duck said Obama. DJ Fusion said Obama. Everybody saying Obama. It's Obama. And he used Tom. They had no problem with that. Not a problem.
Yeah, I'm not saying it for any reason other than it is Barack Obama. He deported over 3 million illegal immigrants in 8 years.
Did he have Dr. Phil do it on TV?
I don't really.
She is upset that he's got Dr. Phil. Like, she is upset that Dr. Phil is there while it's going down. That's dehumanizing that they got a multi-millionaire sitting there filming this. I can't. What is going on with these bleeding hearts, man? Oh Lord, man, what is going on? Angie Valeria said no one talks about other Democrats doing way worse. Exactly. Like, and Obama was leading the charge of getting people up out of America. They had no problem with that. Now that Trump wants to do it, it's a big issue. Like, it's just ridiculous.
I don't really care whether Dr. Phil is there or not. My point is,
yeah, who cares whether or not Dr. Phil is there?
Like, the greatest deporter of all, the man who earned the moniker.
What's up, Dylan? Shout out to you for the follow. Appreciate you.
Of deporter in chief in Mexico was actually.
Shout out to Kristen for sharing it live.
Actually, a Democrat president, Barack Obama. And I don't remember people like you screaming about how inhumane it all was when that was going on. In fact, most liberals I know have no idea, A, that he deported 3 million people, or B, that he was the deporter in chief.
Why?
Anyway, I mean.
Because
Draco said she would feel better if it was Oprah instead of Dr. Phil. I know, right? He should have had Oprah there. Oh my God. Shout out for the follow. I see you on TikTok.
Because he didn't turn it into a reality show. He basically wasn't designed to dehumanize them. Because he didn't make it into a prop and cops and reality TV. It wasn't the Hunger Games and Running Man. That's why. You don't think this is dehumanizing them, Piers?
My bad. Yo, I had to do subscribers only on YouTube because the chat is getting like too fast.
Do you support them? Let me ask you a question, Piers. Do you support them being dehumanized?
I think when you try and say that nobody... I think when you... No, I don't agree with anyone being dehumanized, but I do agree with illegal immigration.
That's what's happening, is it not?
In any country being thrown out, yeah. Because, by the way, I have to go through a very vigorous process. Well, unfortunately for you, I ask the questions. But my point is that people like me who want to work in America or live in America have to go through a very laborious legal process.
Right.
Everyone knows that. And when we ultimately get our visas, we're called illegal aliens. So, when it comes to dehumanizing, you can sort the language out on that to start with. Let me go to Brandon.
Right. He right.
I mean, it was interesting there that Jojo, she's so far whacked Geraldo ad hominem, and she's gone for you as well. Just to remind people who may not know, what was your crime for which you were convicted on January 6th?
Right. Well, a few points that I think are important to let your audience know. Number one, I never entered the Capitol on January 6th. I stood outside of the east side of the building for 8 minutes shooting a video. I didn't engage in any violence, vandalism, theft, or destruction, nor did I witness any violence, vandalism, theft, or destruction. Nobody was rioting on...
He did not win the majority of the popular vote. He has a plural...
He's like, nor did I witness any violence or destruction and all of that.
Of the popular vote. There are more people in this country who didn't vote for him than did. So none of that is a mandate by any stretch of the imagination.
Hang on. Putting aside your very quick, sly whack at Geraldo, who's far too gentlemanly, I'm sure.
Hold on. I wish he would ask her, like, what do you think about the January 6th committee, like, people on there being pardoned? What do you feel about, like, all of this lost documents and things that's going on? Do you think any of that is bad? No, well, people lose documents, Piers.
Whack at Geraldo.
But putting that aside, actually, Trump does have an undeniable incredible mandate. He won the Electoral College, the popular vote, the White House, the Senate, and the House of Representatives. It is what is called in politics a clean sweep. And you on the left, with all due respect,
he's also lost all of those things. The first one to ever do that, Piers. He's also lost all of those things. The first one to ever do that.
But at some point,
I mean, he's got like a trifecta now. Like, come on, lady.
At some point, I think in the process of Democrats trying...
Yeah, exactly. Respect VA. He says, so how did he win? Exactly.
To somehow regain some credibility, you are going to have to just accept you got a complete shellacking. You're just going to have to.
And shout out to y'all. We got 113,000 subscribers on YouTube right now. It's going up. Shout out to y'all. Thug life.
And then you're going to have to work out how you're going to somehow get back at Trump in a way that doesn't involve just endless screaming.
Hold on. Let me do this.
Undocumented immigration, and it struck a chord with the American people, the majority of the American people, not with me, but I'm not in the majority, certainly not on this particular issue. And I think that the worst is yet to come. Fasten your seatbelts. It's going to get horrible when they start taking little screaming Jose and Maria out of third grade to be with their parents and their classmates to see it.
No, I fast forwarded it. What are you talking about? Let me see. No, I fast forwarded it, bro.
Are traumatized by it. I think it's going to be there's going to be hell to pay. Even if there's not hell to pay, I think it'll be a scar in our national psyche, and I lament it. But I understand it is what America voted for. When they voted for Trump, they gave him the pardon power.
I can't believe he's saying this. Because didn't he sing, like Geraldo, didn't he have like a whole different tune before? Yo, he don't even age. Is he a vampire or something? Like, that's crazy. He's been like old since I was a kid. Bro, I'm like, I'm 40. How you old since I was a kid and you... Nah, bro. Geraldo's a vampire, bro. We not doing that. Yo, in the chat, is Geraldo Rivera, whatever his name, is he a vampire? Like, what is this? How you old my whole life?
Yeah. I hope this gentleman takes advantage of this.
Yeah, that's Geraldo Rivera. Evelyn Ivy said, this lady I work with at my job thinks she is a secret agent. She looked like the same police officer that arrested me in Arizona. She walked with a limp. That's ironic.
The second chance he's gotten in his life and makes the best of it.
Lex said, but I'm only 30, so I don't know. Like, he's been old forever. Hold on, let me his age up.
I did not vote for Donald Trump, and I broke off my friendship with him because of January 6th.
Yeah. I mean, I was very scathing about him on January the 6th, but I'm friendly with him again. And it's been a remarkable thing to watch his comeback. Jojo, I want to talk about DEI. Seems to me now to be DIA or DO.
He is 81 years old. Bruh. This dude is a vampire. Ain't no way. He don't even look like that. Pause. Like, there is no way, bro. This dude does not look 81 years old. Nah, bro. This dude is a vampire. I told y'all he been old like since I was a kid.
Way, isn't it? Dead on arrival.
Look it up. He is 81. It says he's 81 years old. Bro, let me show y'all this. I'm not lying, bro. Let me show y'all too on TikTok. It says he's 81 years old. Geraldo, 81 years old. There is no way. Look at this.
Because Pete Hegseth, the new defense secretary, has immediately ordered that all DEI stuff be removed from the Pentagon. They're basically de-woking the military. And most Americans I've spoken to bang up for this. They think it was ridiculous it ever got woked up in the first place. Do you think that along with DEI, that woke is dead? It's over for the wokies?
Oh. Well, first of all, I just wanted to talk about, just to pick up on something Geraldo.
Somebody said he eats soup every day. Yeah. You said, is he boxing Jake Paul next? That's
said
crazy.
about the pardon. I agree with him 100% that Donald Trump was well
Yeah. Hey, Jay said, dang, when he was born, D-Day didn't even happen yet. Like,
within his constitutional right to do whatever he wanted with the pardon. I think we should find a way to reform the pardon in this country. I don't believe we should have a monarch who has any power that is uncheckable. I think, again, Joe Biden was roundly criticized for his choices to pardon the people.
bruh, Trump is 78. This dude is like 3 years older than Trump. Hold on, how old is Biden? Yeah, okay, Biden is older than him. Biden's got him beat by a year. Biden looks like he's 100. This dude... Somebody said at the end of the world, you'll start seeing a lot of glitches. Hey, these NPCs are glitching out, bro. There's no way this dude is 81 years old.
That he did, but ironically, again, he was well within his constitutional right to do that. And in Donald Trump's case, just because you can does not mean you should. And pardoning those people who did beat our police officers that day, some of which are my very...
Hey, what y'all think, TikTok? What y'all think, YouTube? Y'all think NPCs are glitching out? I think they're glitching, bro. Like, bro, he is not 81. There's no way. Somebody said adrenochrome. Somebody said, look up adrenochrome and you will see how they stay young looking. I don't know, man.
Very good friends. Pardoning them sends the wrong message to everyone in the country. And I just also wanted to say, in terms of what the American people...
Mr. Skywalker Live, he said, hey, Piper Boy, this dude from DC just did a video about you. Which one? Who? Who did the video?
Many of them are...
I mean, I'm used to people making videos about me, but like, who did it?
I'm sorry, in terms of what the American people voted for, I'm sorry,
Jojo,
when you're done interrupting,
you're just repeating
I'm going to continue to say what I was saying. You're going to just talk over me.
You can say whatever you want to say,
I'm from
but it
New
needs to
Jersey,
be
sir.
true.
I have been talked over, believe me. Piers, what I was saying in terms of what the American people voted
Don't
for,
talk over each other.
as it pertains to January 6th, I was saying something. I mean, I'm not surprised at all. You have no regard for
someone can hear you.
Of course.
Somebody said, I just seen your video of you fake crying in the car. Shout out to y'all, man. So who did the video? He said LFR. Who is LFR? Look, I'm gonna look.
He's just going to talk over me. I was talking.
All right, can you both stop talking, because nobody can understand a word you're saying. So let's just, Brandon, I will come to you to respond. Let Jojo finish her point.
Thank you.
Yes, and then I'll come to Brandon.
Thank you very much.
But please don't answer. Please don't
really,
talk over
the
each other.
degradation of
Nobody can hear you. Yeah, when you talk over each other, it's very pleasing for both of you, but nobody else.
You talking about LFR family? I don't see which one he did.
Jojo, finish your point.
Thank you very much, because that's exactly what I was doing. I just wanted to pick up on something Geraldo said in terms of what the American people voted for when they voted for Donald Trump as it pertains to the January 6th pardons. And they did not actually support pardoning the most violent.
Shout out to Travis on TikTok. He said, I just saw that video as well. That was great. Shout out to you. And then April, I've never seen anybody spell their name like that. She's got it spelled, she's on TikTok. It said APRYL. That's pretty dope. She said, yes, I died during that video. Shout out to you.
Insurrectionists that day. Overwhelmingly, they said that they didn't want that. There was, a spectrum related to those who, like the guy who did the cosplay and the cage thing as a January 6th in...
Oh, that's funny. He did. Hold up. Let's see what he's saying. Hold up. Let's see this. He did make a video about me. That's funny. Let's see what he's saying.
Trump is making Saudi Arabia invest $600 billion into America. No. Countries used to always make us give them money, and now he's making countries invest in America. Our tax money always went to Ukraine, Africa, and other countries. And we used to get mad but now he's making countries give us money. Now they all want to invest in America. He's trying to make America great again. What are we gonna do? America keeps getting better by the day. Why is Trump doing this? We gotta stop him so we can be complaining about government again, giving away all our money.
And shout out to Starburst for the gifts. I appreciate you.
He also went to North Carolina and looked at all the damage when it took Biden forever to go. No! He says he wants to overhaul FEMA and make FEMA work for the people again. No! He's doing more in a week than Biden did in 4 years. Oh, no. I gotta get off here.
Shout out to this brother, man. Yeah. That's what we sound like, bro. That's what we sound like. Did you just now hear this guy pointing out all the good things that Trump has done in like 5 days? The brother was just now sworn in 5 days ago, bruh. January 20th. He was sworn in 5 days. And he has done more already than Biden has done. Kamala was healthy enough to go and visit these hurricane victims. She did not. She didn't. They didn't give a damn.
We gonna message him, huh? Thanks for sharing my video. I mean, oh, yo, he got a lot of subscribers. He got 1.1 million subscribers. Yo, he lit. I got a little 100,000. He's lit.
Biden
Shout out to New Haven. I see you on there on TikTok.
could have gotten more money from other countries. He did not. He wanted to take all of our money and give it to Ukraine. Give it to other places. Here, take our money. Take our money. We feel for you. You're going through such bad times. And then the LGBTQ looking at him like, wait a minute, you're giving out money? Well, we're depressed too. They won't let us be women when we want to be women and we men. They don't want us to be men when we women and we want to be men. They don't want us to be kids and we want to be... Bro, I think they was even giving pedos money.
Bro, and then the Hunter Biden situation is crazy. For them to like pardon him is crazy.
Anybody that complained to
Shout out to Paul Warner. He said, thank you. Appreciate you.
the Biden administration,
And then Celicy said, you are reasonably, logically honest. Shout out to you.
got money. We snuck over
They're
here.
giving them our money.
They try to make us go back. Here, take some money. As a matter of fact, send more people over. Send more. Open up the borders. You better not close the border. You close the borders down, I'm going to close your ass. That's what Biden was telling people. Biden was telling people, listen to me. If you close the border, I'm going to close.
Yeah. Shout out to Dog. Sharing the video. Appreciate you, man.
Make thing. That guy, there was some debate over whether those people should be pardoned.
Jojo, here's the problem.
The American people didn't vote for that, Piers. They
Hang
didn't
on,
vote for those
please.
pardons.
Hang on, please. The problem is with pardons is that Joe Biden has done what only one president in history has ever done, and that was once. Gerald Ford pardoned Richard Nixon preemptively, right? He gave him a preemptive full pardon for any more crimes that may come out. Joe Biden's done it for half his... Joe Biden...
Shout out to New Haven, number 3 gifter on here. Appreciate you.
He's done it for half his family, for a bunch of other people. He's given them all...
Shout out to Timbo for following you. Appreciate you.
Preempt him, get out of jail...
Follow me.
Free cards. We don't even know what the potential crimes might have been in the case of his family members. He's so desperate to preemptively pardon. So my point being that when the existing Democrat president abuses the pardon system in such an obviously personally self-interested manner, I don't think you really have the high moral ground on the left to go after Trump on pardons. I'm afraid that ship has sailed.
Piers, You don't think that pardoning violence is a preemptive pardon for more acts of violence? You don't think that is exactly what you're setting the table for? That you don't think that the message is you commit acts of violence, I'm preemptively pardoning you by showing you that I will pardon you for your acts of violence? It is 100% a preemptive pardon for 1,600 people. Let's just say half of that number were violent. The preemptive pardon there is go ahead and commit acts of violence and I will let you get away.
Has she lost her mind? Oh man, she has lost her mind. Let me read this preemptive pardon. It says hold on. If they had a preemptive pardon, right, they wouldn't have been locked up in the first place. It says, what is a preemptive pardon? It says preemptive pardons are pardons given to individuals before they have been investigated for a crime. So she doesn't know what she's talking about. It's before they've been investigated for a crime. So if they would have had a preemptive pardon, then they go ahead and they do the crime after they've been pardoned, and they wouldn't have been locked up, right? I'm just saying. So what is she saying? Says she is talking just to hear herself talk. That's what it sounds like to me. If she would have just said pardon, but when she's talking about preemptive pardon, then they never would have spent like 4 or 5 years in jail. You see what I'm saying? So what is she talking about?
With it. So yes, I do understand what you're saying about preemptive pardons and Joe Biden being the only
That's
other.
what I'm talking about. I need to go on Piers Morgan, bro. If I was on there, that's what I would have said. Shout out to Marcus. He said, "You rock. Appreciate you." Well, she bugging.
One since Gerald Ford, but Donald Trump just preemptively pardoned every violent, potentially violent.
What's up, Jody? Jody, I remember you. I think you in Canada.
He didn't, though, did he? Because actually, they'd all
those
been
acts of violence in his name.
Yeah, all right,
it's a permission structure,
right.
100%.
Here's the difference. They'd already been in jail for quite considerable periods of time. There's a complete difference between those and those who never went to jail. Brandon, final word to you on this. Brandon?
Right. Well, I'd like to say, I mean, at least the January 6th defendants were charged in the first place. You want to talk about encouraging violence? How about in 2020, the egregious Democrat Party violence of Black Lives Matter that was never even charged in the first place? People burned down buildings, murdered people, beat thousands of police officers, while people like JoJo cheered it on, thought it was the greatest thing that had ever happened. These people weren't even charged with crimes. The January 6th, absolutely you did. The January 6th defendants were treated like terrorists in this country, including people like myself, who were never even accused of violence, vandalism, theft, or destruction. And for many of the people, because we're having this debate about, oh, should the violent people have been pardoned? No one's even taking the time to understand that the Joe Biden, Merrick Garland, and Matthew Graves DOJ lied in these cases up and down. And for many people that were accused of violence and forced into a position where they had to take plea deals and say that they committed violence, that in some cases they didn't commit, but in other cases, they were defending themselves from attacks on police officers. They were being shot in the face with rubber bullets, beaten over the head with batons, sprayed with tear gas as they were standing there peacefully, and found themselves in a position where they had to defend themselves. The moment they defended themselves, the DOJ isolated that moment, took it out of context, and said, this person assaulted a police officer. And low IQ, low information people like JoJo believe everything that they heard that was reported in the media. And that's where we are
today. They showed up with weapons. It's so weird that they didn't have
Final word to Geraldo. Final word to Geraldo.
All I want to say is the pardons were obnoxious.
Shout out to Carl for
I think that there is widespread agreement here that to that extent. However, what you said,
hold on. What did the vampire Geraldo Rivera say?
Word to Geraldo. Final word to Geraldo.
All I want to say is the pardons were obnoxious, and I think that there is widespread agreement here to that extent. However, what you said, Piers, I think is really what should rule how we feel about it. these people, in terms, and especially when compared to the other guests' reference to the George Floyd riots that really ravaged.
Shout out to Love said, lest we forget, Nancy rejected Trump's 10,000 National Guard troops that day and the Capitol Police. Yeah, because she wanted to blame. And then let's also not forget that Trump said, make your voices be known peacefully and patriotically. That's what Trump was saying. But y'all, everybody on TikTok, go to my YouTube if y'all can. It's Piperboy Williams. I've got like 2% battery and it's about to shut down. This is an Android phone that I'm on. My iPhone is in the house, so I don't know when this is gonna cut off. It might cut off soon. So if y'all can, go to my YouTube. We still live. Shout out to y'all. Shout out to Jody. I see you in here. Shout out to all the followers. Shout out to Carl. Everybody.
The country. In the case of the Capitol, the January 6th riots, which changed my life, as I said earlier, ended my friendship with the president, which had gone on for over 40 years. I think that the vast
shout out to Bearded. He said, new sub. Appreciate you, bro.
Majority of the people pardoned were people who served significant sentences already for these crimes. And crimes they were. And an invasion of the Capitol it was. These people they may have been pardoned, but there is a scar there and a record there, and everybody knows their situation. To some, it's a mark of glory. To others, like me, it is repugnant. And let them live. The person who smashed into the Capitol, the first one, and all the rest of them, they are people that, in my view, are fringe players. They did their time. Forget about them. Trump did something we don't agree in terms of the ethics of it, but we do agree with the legality and the constitutionality of it. He was well within his rights. Okay. Let's move on as a country. Let's heal.
It's just good to see your presidents all behaving like a good old-fashioned British king, Geraldo. Great to see you all. Thank you very much indeed. Lara Trump, the daughter-in-law of President Trump, recently announced she'd no longer pursue a political career in the Senate, despite mounting speculation that she may have replaced Marco Rubio in his Florida seat. She stepped down from her role as co-chair of the RNC at the end of last year, but teased an exciting announcement coming this month, potentially suggesting future political aspirations. Lara remains a significant figure in American politics, with her father-in-law back in the White House. Let's find out what is next for her from the woman herself. Lara, great to see you.
Shout out to Saint Cloud for subscribing. He said, keep it up, new subscribe. Tapping into a new but wildly building YouTube genre. Yeah, shout out to you, bro. And first of all, I do want to say Laura Trump did a very, very good job. She went on the Breakfast Club during the campaign and dominated the debate with her and Charlamagne the God. Charlamagne tried to put her into a corner, and she took complete control over the entire interview. And she did a remarkable job. Very poised, educational. She's not just married to, like one of his sons or whatever, and she just, reaping the benefits. She was a millionaire before she even got with her. I think she had a production company or something like that. So she had money. She was at the forefront, like, for Trump. She had like women's gatherings and everything, like trying to like get the word out. Like she turned a lot of people's opinions. I used to hear people say, yo, like, did y'all see Laura Trump? Like what she said about this? Or I never even knew that. And she broke open what was actually going on at the border. Right. Remember, she was saying things like the people who live within the areas like close to the border, they can't even have babies around that area. They have to drive like hours and hours away to different hospitals just to be able to have their kids because the hospitals are overrun with illegals. You know what I mean? She talked about a lot of SA, cases that was going on, that happened from a lot of illegals. She was on the front lines letting it be known, what was going on. And that's when a lot of people was like, wait a minute. Trump's got a lot of good people around him wanting nothing but success for him. You know what I mean? Like this America, like when you look at Trump's administration, I think one thing that was very, very helpful, right? Because you already had like a family type of atmosphere just watching it. JD Vance is very personable. You know what I mean? like different people just coming out and talking, you felt very comfortable, like, all right, we need to get back to this. The Joe Biden administration was kind of like sketchy. You didn't know what's going on. They're trying to get rid of TikTok. They're doing all that. It was like insanity watching them. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know, man. Shout out to her. I think she did a really good job. But let's listen to what she got to say.
Hey, Piers, great to be back with you.
Are you ready to make your exciting announcement right now here on Piers Morgan Uncensored?
Do it here. Wow, break some news here. No, I'm not going to do it here. I know, I'm sorry. But it's coming very soon. I think this week I should be able to make the announcement.
So I was thinking of you when I knew we were going to have you back on the show, just about what it must be like for the Trump family the last 4 years, when you've gone from all the mayhem we were just discussing January the 6th and all the fallout from that, obviously, and for a long period of time after that, it did seem like your father-in-law, President Trump, was politically dead and buried. And then a sort of a remarkable series of events happened. There was the lawfare launched against him, which I thought was, a lot of it was completely ridiculous.
Shout out to Froggy Meggsy. That's my internet wife. She said, tap those hearts.
Ridiculous, not least the Stormy Daniels case, which led to him getting a conviction for something most people thought was pathetic. And you saw his poll ratings going up and up and up throughout that whole process. Then you had the assassination attempt, where you will have been watching like the rest of us in utter horror as he came within half an inch of losing his life. Then another attempt at the golf course, which he also survived thanks to the sharp eyes of a Secret Service agent. And then you have the dramatic resignation of Joe Biden, the kind of coronation of Kamala Harris. It was, but for what was being billed at the start of the year as a boring rerun of two old guys duking it out, it became one of the most thrilling election campaigns of all time. Mm-hmm. But what was it like for you on the inside? As
Yo, we just got like 200 subscribers like that. Y'all wildin'. Shout out to y'all. Thug Life, hit the likes. Wait a minute. Shout out to y'all.
His daughter-in-law. Yeah. It's not just Donald Trump, the politician. This is your father-in-law.
Yes, no, it's been a wild ride. I mean, and I would say that, Piers, about the last 9 years, really, because since the moment Donald Trump came down the escalator in Trump Tower, very famously in 2015 to announce he was running for president, things have never been the same, politically speaking, and not just America, but I think really around the world, people would agree with that. Certainly the past several years have been incredibly unique. And, for me, I had a unique role as well in that I was the co-chair of the RNC throughout the course of the past year and this election. But I'll tell you, as a daughter-in-law, as a family member, we have together as a family experienced some incredible highs, but we've also experienced the lowest lows, and we've all done it together as a family. And you're right. There were many people who counted Donald Trump out, who said he is politically dead. He's never coming back from this. He has no chance. You remember there were several people who got in and the primaries this past cycle.
Yeah, double tap the screen. I see you double. You said double tap the screen. Please show some love.
Go as a Republican. And a lot of people got behind one of those folks and said, I'm not even going to bother with Donald Trump. And yet, look at what he's done, Piers. In the first week he has been in office, it's because people were able to see a side of Donald Trump, I believe, that they were not able to see previously. And it's because of some of those things that you just said. Some of it has to do with the lawfare that people saw. And it made them take a second look and say, why is it they're working so hard against this one man? Some of it did have to do with probably those assassination attempts against him. Took another look at Donald Trump and people said, maybe there's more to this guy. And then I think, people in this country got to a point where truly they almost didn't have a choice. They could not continue their life in the same direction it had been going under the current leadership, under Democrat leadership, because it had failed them, because inflation is sky high, gas is sky high, we have an open border, we have wars breaking out around the world, and people said, we can't live like this. Donald Trump was offering something different. He did have a proven track record. And so it's been amazing to be a part of all of this as a family member, but also serving as co-chair of the RNC. I feel incredibly blessed, and to have a front row seat to history has truly been remarkable.
She's like, now her children's like lineage this is all a part of this is crazy. Like, Yo.
Do you feel he's a slightly changed man? I mean, I've spoken to him 5 or 6 times since he got shot, including the week afterwards when I was talking about him on Fox and he was watching and he called me afterwards. We had quite a long chat. And I just felt then that something slightly had changed with him, that he just realized how close he'd come to dying and that it had something, it sparked something in him. And
Manhattan said, yeah, America first, not illegal immigrants first.
And I also feel getting the presidency back in such overwhelmingly successful way, winning such a mandate, winning the popular vote, winning everything, frankly, that the combination of the two things, I'm just detecting when I speak to him, he's just a bit of a different guy. He seems a little bit more relaxed, certainly more focused, I think, on legacy and what he wants to get done and getting his election promises done. But, you know, again, you're on the inside. You see him a lot, not just as a political figure, but you see him as your father-in-law. You see him around your kids. He's a great grandfather. I know that. What do you feel? Do you feel he's a different guy?
He is. Look, he's still the same Donald Trump. He's still probably one of the funniest people I've ever met.
Yeah, DAI said, or DA 12800 said, a lot of people did their homework on Trump and realized that he wasn't what the media made him out to be. Exactly.
Great storyteller. He's still this incredibly smart businessman, a great negotiator, which you're seeing with people, you know, like the president of Colombia making a decision in an hour to finally accept, you know, the criminals that we want to get out of this country. But he is different. Look, I don't think you go through something like a near-death experience and come out the same on the other side. He said it time and time again. He said it at his inauguration address. He believes he is here today.
Paul Warner is a subscriber, said, but what I've been hearing so much from the sad blue side, they bring up Elon Musk so much. Why are they so intimidated by Elon Musk not trying to get off point? Well, you know, Elon's got the money. He's got the influence. He's got Twitter. Twitter is big, you know, so they could try to invalidate Twitter all they want and say, okay, everybody needs to move over to Blue Sky. Right, whatever it's called, Blue Sky. Nobody's like, people aren't like moving over there to Blue Sky. People are still going to be rocking with Twitter, right? And so he, you know, Elon Musk got like 100 and something million people following him. That's a huge influence. He's a billionaire. He's got like 200 something $billion. Like, so with that type of money and influence, like, it's no telling what Trump can get accomplished. You see what I'm saying? So yeah, they want to go at Elon Musk and validate him, say anything that they can about him. Oh, he made this gesture and that gesture, but at the end, and then Elon Musk is about to be, you know, and the DOGE, Department of Government Efficiency, with Vivek. So they don't want that. They want to make him seem as bad as possible, demonize him. So when it comes time, they can say he's not qualified for that position. He shouldn't be in that position. Look at what Elon Musk represents. You know, is it going to work? I don't think so. Because too many people love Elon Musk. All right, so I don't think it's going to work.
By the grace of God, he would not be here were it not God's choice to spare his life. He truly...
Paul Warner said, okay, just wondering because they're scared of him. Yeah, it's the influence. And then people are wondering, like, you know, what's in it for Elon Musk? To go this hard for Trump, what is the play? And they don't know. They can't figure it out. Elon Musk is like, I think he's not even taking a salary to do this. All right, so he's not taking a salary to do this. Like, what is he doing this for? And plus, you know, Elon Musk is responsible for Trump being elected. You got to think the swing states, Pennsylvania. So Elon Musk was giving away $1 million a day. I think he did that for like, what was it, like a week or 2 weeks? He gave away $1 million, and he actually gave the money out. Like not cash, but like the checks. $1 million a day to bring awareness to try to get people to vote for Trump. And he did it. And they were able to get that state. So, you know, shout out to Elon Musk. Very, very influential. You know, like these, like the Rothschilds, people like that, they've been buying elections for years. So now you got somebody that came in and I feel like bought the election, right? He opened up Twitter. He released the Twitter files. Now people got a chance to see exactly what the government was doing with Twitter. So he opened up the Twitter files. People saw that. He unlocked Donald Trump's Twitter, gave him a fighting chance. Because you got to remember, Trump is on Truth Social, right? So if Trump's on Truth Social, that's Trump's, I think investment or whatever he's in, Truth Social. But Twitter is where like regular people go. You know what I'm saying? Like we all like be on Twitter. So opening up that account, how many followers Donald Trump have? Tens of millions. Now he's able to fight back and tell those people like what his message is. All thanks to Elon Musk. I don't think Elon Musk bought Twitter for an investment, thinking it was a great investment in terms of like stock wise. I think he bought it to do exactly what he's doing now. He's a proponent of freedom of speech, and he's going to go all the way to try to make sure freedom of speech stays where it is. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to Elon Musk. Yeah, they don't like him.
Believes that. And so I do think that it's changed something in him. And you're right. This overwhelming win, this mandate delivered by the American people was such that it has given him, I think this, not that Donald Trump needs any more confidence, but extra confidence on top of what he already had. Yeah. He had 8 years to really solidify who he was going to be as a politician, who he wanted to be as a president. He had the 4 years of experience. And then don't kid yourself, Donald Trump is a study like I've never met before. When he wants to focus on something, he learns every single thing about it. And he did that over the past 4 years. He saw all the things the Biden administration did wrong. He saw the ways that we'd been ripped off that he maybe didn't even see.
And we got to keep it real. Like Donald Trump has a legacy, right? He's got his kids. They're going to be here. Like Donald Trump's like 79 years old. Like he's probably looking at his own mortality, right? And looking at everything he's going to leave behind, his kids, his grandkids. He's a family man. That's what you don't see. So he doesn't want to leave his family with a country that is clearly attacking like our freedoms, freedom of speech. Let's remove this app. Let's try to police this app. Let's do this. Let's do that. You know what I mean? Let's silence people. Let's bully social media companies. Let's do this. Donald Trump's like, nah, we're not doing that. I know I can retire. I can spend, you know what I mean, the later years of my life with my family, but I got a job to do. You know what I mean? Like we started out trying to make America great. I think he did a good job when he was president, my personal opinion. People can think differently. I think he did a really good job. Nothing he could have did with COVID. You know what I'm saying? But I think he did a really good job. And I think if they would have allowed Donald Trump to handle it, you know what I mean? If he would have won again, I think it would have been a lot better. Like you wouldn't have had the whole world shutting down for a whole year. I think he would have handled it better. You know what I'm saying? Depending on what, I mean, look, people just walk around now. Go everywhere they want to go. Donald Trump said, take your hydrochloroquine and wear a mask. And if you feel like it. Biden comes in, now everybody is forced to get jabbed and all of this. It's like, we don't know what's in there. You know, and then Dr. Fauci gets pardoned and all. Like, this is what we dealing with. I think if Trump would have handled that, we'd be in a much better position. Much better position. And then the interest rates went crazy under Biden. People can't afford homes anymore. Grocery prices is crazy. They didn't care about none of that. All they cared about was weaponizing the DOJ against Donald Trump. That's what they cared about. And that's what lost them the election.
His first term in office, because quite frankly, he was fighting for his life every day there. There was so much against him. And so he's going in there with this idea in his mind of what he wants to do. He's executing on all of these things. And he is, I think relaxed is a good way to describe him too, because he's seen this show before with the media. He's seen the way they attack him. He's seen the left, the deep state, the swamp. It is a bit of a different Donald Trump, and I think it's to the benefit not just of America, but to the entire world. And so it's really exciting to witness this right now. And I've said this several times since his election, Piers. I actually believe.
Ruben said, thank you both for supporting Trump. This channel is a breath of fresh air. Trump is going to make America great again. And shout out to Trump, man.
that Donald Trump, despite how they've tried to paint this man, will actually be a great unifier for this country. And I believe when he leaves office.
Yeah, and then St. Cloud said not to mention paying $4 a gallon and $8 for a 24-ounce orange juice.
He's going to go out.
Yo, remember when eggnog hit, like, you know, for the Christmas season and all of that, and, you know, like Thanksgiving? Bro, $7 for a little carton of eggnog is ridiculous.
With one of the highest approval ratings of any modern president. Wait and see. I think already people are starting to feel that and see it happen.
You know what?
And
I think.
it's really,
you know what,
really
Laura?
amazing.
I think you're right. You know, I think that he is much more focused now. I've just been struck by little things I'm reading, like he had dinner for 3 hours with Bill Gates, not a natural bedfellow of his, someone who's criticized him harshly in the past. But Bill Gates was very complimentary and said that you know, President Trump listened to all his stuff about disease and about climate change, about all these things, and was very respectful. And I was like, that's interesting to me that he's seeing all these guys. You know, people like Mark Zuckerberg have done these massive U-turns after going to dinner at Mar-a-Lago. I don't know what he's saying to them all at these dinners, but whatever it does, it's clearly working. But he's bringing into the tent a lot of people that were not natural Trump supporters. In fact, quite the opposite. And I think that is the way, actually, you begin to get to a more unified America, is when you bring in people that have previously been your sworn enemies.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Well, look at who he has as part of his administration, or he hopes to have, in RFK Jr., in Tulsi Gabbard. You know, these are people who were Democrats once upon a time. I actually think RFK Jr. still technically is a Democrat. He wanted to run.
This is really crazy, though. Like, to hear this, like, he's got like a bipartisan. Yo, that's crazy. I've never seen anything like this, man.
As the nominee for the Democrats for president. And so you're right. I think to see the way that people have really opened up, and you said, you know, you don't know what he's saying to people like Bill Gates or Mark Zuckerberg at these dinners. I've witnessed some of these dinners, Piers. Donald Trump is just being himself. And, you know, he gets mischaracterized so often. And he was sold to so many Americans as this monster, as, you know, this fascist and this, that, and the other. You throw out any word you want that's negative, they would apply it to Donald Trump. But what a lot of people are finding is that he's a very reasonable guy. He does want to hear all perspectives and all sides of things. And he's very open to sitting down with anyone if he thinks it's going to benefit this country. And so I think it's been amazing to see those things happen. I knew there was a shift, Piers, when he got a commemorative Diet Coke delivered directly to Mar-a-Lago. We would have never seen that his first term.
A commemorative Diet Coke. She funny.
In office, if we're all being honest.
Yes.
And I think it's great. He himself has said success will unify us, success will bring us together. And he's also said my revenge will be success. He wants to succeed. He's already hit the ground running, and I think there's a lot more to come.
Well, it's the great Frank Sinatra line, isn't it? The best revenge is massive success. And I definitely think that's also, but I also think, you know, I remember when I did Celebrity Apprentice, and it's always a good chance to remind everybody that I won the first series of Celebrity Apprentice, how I met all of you guys. And it was fascinating to get to know him properly then. But, you know, I always remember reading his book, Think Big and Kick Ass was the title of his hilarious book, and then The Art of the Deal. And I read them both before I did the show to try and get inside his head a bit. And it just struck me that there were lots of clues there for how he would end up running the country. And that one of the things in one of those books was about how if he gets attacked, he goes into attack mode himself and tries to punch back metaphorically much harder. And that in that first term, it was constant attack. It was all Russia collusion. It was all this. The media were attacking him. The Democrats were attacking. Everyone was attacking him. The marches everywhere, protests everywhere. Everyone's screaming abuse, Trump hysteria. He's Hitler. They're all the new fascists and so on. This time, you talk about the moments when you think, I think he's won this. One was definitely when he stood up after he was shot. I just thought that was an iconic, incredible moment. And I said that to him the week after on the phone when he called me. I said, I think you've now won the election. And then the very next day, Joe Biden quit. I was like, wow, anything can happen.
Wait, what?
He stood up after he was shot. I just thought that was an iconic, incredible moment.
Yeah, that was
and
crazy.
I said that to him the week after on the phone when he called me. I said, I think you've now won the election. And then the very next day, Joe Biden quit. I was like, wow, anything can happen here. Because he said 3 months is a long time. And boy, was he right. 3 hours, it turned out was a long time. But, and, you know, so I sort of looked at that moment. But I also felt that with him, that...
Exactly. Katie Delight is in the comment section, said we can barely afford to survive, let alone pay for healthcare. Like, if you're not married or in a relationship, living in the same household, or have roommates, you're struggling. A lot of people, unless you have like a very, very good career, maybe you're in computer science, CRNA, nurse practitioner, some type of professional. If you work on regular jobs, good luck. You think Selena Gomez cares about y'all? She's a billionaire. Companies are trying to figure out ways to save, even going as far as hiring illegals. That's been happening. You know, so I don't know. Hey, y'all remember like years ago when Walmart got caught like hiring illegals? Like, it's crazy, man. Like, and then people are advocating, you know, it's sad, just like Katie said, like, yo, we can barely survive, let alone pay for healthcare. And then you got people in America advocating for illegal people to be here. Very interesting.
When he did the Madison Square Garden rally, the first rally I'd been to, and I was there a few hours and was watching it, really interested. It was like being at a rock concert and waiting for the big band to appear, you know. And then I said to the Secret Service, how many protesters turned up, by the way? It's the middle of Manhattan, just before the election. And he said 150. 150 people bothered to turn up in the middle of New York to protest about a Trump rally, the first one ever at Madison Square Garden, this iconic venue in a Democrat city. And there were 50,000 people outside the venue, but they were Trump supporters trying to get in. You didn't have tickets. And I said to people then, he's won. He's won big. I said, it wouldn't surprise me if he might even win New York, which sounded ridiculous.
Bro, this dude Trump sold out Madison Square Garden for a rally. That's crazy. Hold on, let me show y'all this. People are like breaking down and crying over these deportations. Selena Gomez, oh my God.
All my people are getting attacked. The children.
All my people are getting attacked and children. Like, what? Mind you, they're getting rid of like criminals and stuff like that.
They don't understand. I'm so sorry. I wish I could do something, but I can't. I don't know what to do. I'll try.
Yeah, she is putting on a performance.
Everything I've promised.
Don't know if you've had a chance to see the video that has been going viral over the past hour or so. We're still working to clear it and show it. In fact, the Hollywood celebrity who posted it has now deleted it. I think because probably she faced a lot of backlash for it, noting even the New York Times and Fox News polls show that a majority of American respondents are in favor of deportations of criminals and gang members. She posted a video sobbing. She was crying in it. She said, all my people are getting attacked, with the picture of a Mexican flag. Again,
she just ruined her career. She is completely out of line with what America's voted for Trump because they're tired of illegal immigration.
And she has now taken that down. But what do you say to those who are out there saying that these are everyday people, these are families that are being attacked and dragged out of their homes? How do you respond to that?
I don't think we arrested any families. We've arrested public safety threats and national security threats, bottom line. And
what is Selena Gomez talking about, yo?
Look, President Trump won the election on this one issue, securing our border and saving lives.
Ralph said, I saw a clip of you on Reddit, Piperboy Williams. I was dying. Shout out to you, Ralph.
What happened on our southern border last 4 years is the biggest national security threat this country's seen, at least in my lifetime, because we got over 2 million known gotaways. We got a 600% increase in sex trafficking. We got a record number of terrorists crossing the border on terrorist watch lists. We have 250,000 Americans dying from fentanyl coming across the open border. We're going to do this job, and we're going to enforce the laws of this country. If they don't like it, then go to Congress and change the law. We're going to do this operational apology. We're going to make our community safer. We're going to save. Once we lock that border on continuous operation, you're going to see fentanyl deaths decrease, illegal alien crime decrease, sex trafficking decrease. It's just all for the good of this nation, and we're going to keep going. No apologies. We're moving forward.
You got to get rid of them, bro. It's real life sex offenders, like rapists, murderers, that's just get let right back on the streets, like with no consequences.
I just want to know, like, why they feel like they're under attack. But because people came here illegally, and now it's illegal to come here illegally? Like, it has always been illegal. Obama was deporting people.
He was.
Obama was getting them out of here.
He
we should
was.
pull up the speech where Obama said, if you come here illegally, you will be deported. I will use every resource legally to deport you.
Pull up that clip. Hillary was standing on that.
Hillary said, you should not be able to come to America if you don't speak English.
Yeah, she did.
I don't think that's a bad take.
But now they changing everything. That's hilarious.
But guess what?
She said you should not be allowed to live in America if you don't speak English. She said we should not spend tax dollars to teach you to learn English. And now we all soft all of a sudden.
Trump didn't say nothing that harsh.
Not at all. The cognitive dissonance is ridiculous.
They were told to hate Trump, so that's what they're doing.
Man, it's crazy because no law-abiding illegals have been harmed. As far as I know, at this current point,
He just said it. He illegals,
crime committers, gang members.
He just said no families have been arrested.
Dangers have been taken off the streets, and this is some sort of attack. This is bad. This is very bad.
It's the media, bro. I said this was gonna happen. I said that.
Yo, shit. You really messed up Selena Gomez.
Trump needs to feel.
Let's see what the homie Devory Darkins is saying.
And Trump has threatened the Colombian president with full of himself. So what we're going to do is dive deeper into the story. Respectful to fly his citizens and military planes. In fact, he believes that we are treating them like criminals.
Colombia President Gustavo Petro announced that he has blocked U.S. deportations, saying the U.S. can't treat Colombian migrants like criminals. U.S. officials tell CBS News 2 military planes with migrant deportees were expected to land in Colombia today. Those plans were scrapped.
But what the president doesn't understand of Colombia is that technically they are a criminal. They broke the law when they crossed the border illegally. But of course, he's not going to understand that. And after that initial response,
he ain't going to understand that because he don't want them people in his country. Even though they came from there, he's like, nah, we want to be a little bit safer. Send them back to America.
The Colombian president, that's when President Trump threatened the 25% tariffs if they don't comply within 7 days. It bumps up to 50% tariffs. And then 20 minutes later, the Colombian government posted this official announcement stating that they are already preparing to schedule a plane to pick up their citizens and fly them back to Colombia. And they are also...
Because, like, Trump they done already tried to send them there. Y'all want to give them a problem. It's like, all right, we putting these tariffs on you. We ain't playing. They going on you. All right, if you want to like make this right, we already spent our gas money, our flight money, you know what I mean, coming out there. Y'all come pick them up now. And they abide. This makes it even more so that Trump is a powerful figure in all of this. Because Gustavo was sending a plane to come get them. It's like, yo.
Agreeing to participate.
Trump is living that boss life.
In a meeting that will talk about cooperation between the United States and Colombia as it pertains to mass deportation.
Somebody said, we pay the tariffs. What are you buying from Colombia? Like, how is the tariffs going to hurt you? What do you buy from Colombia?
However, the Colombian president is going on X, he's ranting, and he's pretty much saying things along the lines of like, hey, you don't scare me.
Rodney Scheim in the comment section said, Trump is the unifier.
Stubborn too. You can throw your little tariffs at me. I'll throw tariffs back at you guys. And really the two biggest exporters from Colombia into America seems to be coffee or coffee beans and flowers. Okay,
Hey, Art said something here in the comment section. He is like kind of right though. He was like, Colombia's picking them up, but who knows where they're taking them to? Yo, Colombia could drop them off in any other country, right? Or Colombia could do this, right? They can like fly around the United States, then come right back. Or, you know what I mean? Like, switch them out in a plane, fly them right back, and drop them all back off. You know what I'm saying? We don't know. So that is the danger of letting Colombia do it, for real.
And flowers. Now, I don't know about you, but I don't care about paying a little bit more for coffee if that means.
What's up, Lil Wayne, 17?
Means we're getting illegal criminals out of our country. Sign me up, please.
Yeah.
Now, however, Democrats are melting down over this, obviously. But before I get to what everybody is saying on X, let's hear from Scott Jennings on CNN because he gives you the bottom line so clearly. Check this out.
Well, number one, the reason Donald Trump had to resort to these tariffs and sanctions and punishments today is because the president of Colombia refused to accept a flight of migrants. He said he wouldn't take them. Donald Trump said, we're going to enter the F around and find out portion of this conversation. And he hit him with sanctions and tariffs. And now tonight, the Speaker of the House, Mike Johnson, says Congress is going to back him up on that. He's putting Colombia, he's putting the rest of this hemisphere on notice that you are not dealing with the same president that you were. You're dealing with someone who is taking illegal immigration seriously. Now, within an hour of making that threat, the president of Colombia said, whoa, 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 I'll send my own plane to pick these people up. So obviously, he got their attention. I don't think there's actually going to be any tariff war between the United States and Colombia, because as long as they come get their people, I doubt Donald Trump's going to end up tariffing them, and they won't tariff us. And they'll have learned a valuable lesson that Donald Trump is taking immigration, illegal immigration, seriously. This is real leadership, but it sends a message to everybody else in the hemisphere. Do not test us. This is not Biden and Harris. This is Trump and Vance. We mean business.
Yeah,
exactly. This is a new regime. And then he's got for AOC, the punishment Colombia, Trump is about to make every American pay even more for coffee. AOC is ridiculous.
Yeah, so the analogy here.
What's up, Noah? Noah's a member on the channel. He said, F around and find out.
It's very clear. It's as if somebody bought out the business. There's new leadership, new management, and you're either going to do things this way or kick rocks. I mean, that's what it is right now. Now, Colombia, of course, because Trump called them out publicly, of course they're going to fire back and say that they're not going to comply. But at the end of the day, best believe those migrants are going back to that country. Now, this is an opportunity, obviously, for Democrats to think that they're going to take advantage here, but they make themselves look stupid, like AOC here, where she says, to punish Colombia, Trump is about to make every American pay even more for coffee. Remember, we pay the tariffs, not Colombia. Trump is all about making inflation worse for working class Americans, not better. He's lining the pockets of himself and the billionaire.
Do y'all think AOC actually thinks about what she posts? Or is she just like, yo, I just got to say something in opposition. I know they're going to fry me on the blogs and everywhere. I just got to say something. There is no way she really is thinking like being against illegal immigration is the smart thing to do. Or being for illegal immigration is a smart thing to do. There's no way she really thinks that. And what, like... What person like under like 35 be drinking coffee all like that to really even care about it?
Class. Now, we know this has to be one of the most stupidest takes ever, especially from someone like AOC.
Jay Storm said, I don't think she thinks. Mystic said she knows what she posts. People just don't get it. Yo, you are AOC supporter? Mike Plus said coffee would have gone up 17 cents. Would have been worth it. Yo, if you can like punish somebody for like bringing in illegal, I'll pay 17 cents. Hey, let the coffee go up $1. I don't care. I want these illegals out. Bring the legal people in here.
You can't help but think sometimes.
Johnny Harris says Selena copied you.
How did she get elected? But let's kind of dissect this really quick. I already said it. Americans would be happy to pay more for coffee. And by the way, coffee just doesn't come from Colombia, okay? It comes from all over the world. That's number one.
But, you know, AOC's got a tiny little brain. She thinks we get all of our coffee from Colombia. Like we won't just switch to Folgers or go to somewhere else.
And number two, Trump did not make inflation worse. Joe Biden did that already. The damage has been done. So, of course, in the comments section, you got people saying, you just might be the dumbest person in Congress. AOC would rather have Colombia gangbangers in the country illegally than to have to pay more for coffee. Sickening. Colombia caved within an hour. It literally costs nothing to see it online, but keep whining and complaining. Now, Maria Cordova, who's the opposite of Scott Jennings on CNN, here's what she had to say about this.
And this is what is so incredibly...
Mystic said it's an analogy. Hello? Well, you know, Mystic, we just gonna drink Folgers coffee. We gonna leave that, because Colombia coffee already expensive. We just gonna leave that one alone.
Frustrating and mind-boggling about the way that the Trump administration is now handling deportation.
Jimmy W said when Biden left office, inflation was at 2.4%. You don't remember inflation reaching like close to 8% during the Biden administration? Of course, inflation is going to come down right before the election. They do this to you all the time, these Democrats. All the time. And Americans have short attention spans. So they can just raise gas prices. You know what I mean? Like, you know, tax more and like they can do anything. Gas prices go crazy. They can just allow them to do it. Like whatever. Gas prices go crazy. Interest rates go crazy. It's difficult to buy a house because now you got to pay all this money in interest. Even if you got an 800 credit score, buying a car, you're still going to get an unfavorable interest rate. But you probably forgot about 2 years ago when a lot of that stuff was going down. And then they slowly taper things down when they drain your bank accounts and everybody's complaining that the cost of everything is too much. It's like a frog, right? Like if you put a frog in a pot, you slowly turn, or like even a crab or something, you slowly turn the heat up, right? To where they don't even know they're cooking until they're done. You don't just turn the heat up real fast. You slowly turn the heat up. Once people start complaining, you slowly turn it down. So all that slow turning, you're making billions and billions and billions and billions and billions of dollars from people. Like these companies are allowing their company friends to make billions of dollars from people while they're slowly cooking everybody. And they're like, oh, Americans, they got a slow attention span, right? So when you get around the time of election and you got Kamala Harris out there saying this and that, you don't remember. You don't remember the struggles. It's like, no, gas is on, interest rate is only 2.4%. But you just forget about that 8%.
Deportation.
Cole.Carter said facts.
Just a quick note on the flights. You know, they act like...
And then Walter, he said, definitely we've been slow cooking. Slow cooking? They've been cooking us. They're still going to defend us. Let's get more money from them.
There were no deportation flights under the Biden administration. And we all know that even, to the chagrin of many activists, Joe Biden deported many, many undocumented immigrants. So again, this is just for show because Trump needs to feel like the strong man, like the bully. And it just underscores huge insecurity amongst his leadership capabilities. That's number one. Number two, on the deportations themselves in terms of criminal undocumented immigrants, Jessica, of course, everyone supports that. Everyone supports that. And that
shout out to all the new subscribers. We got almost 300 new subscribers. Shout out to y'all.
That has been going on under Democratic administrations, under Republican administrations. That has been an ongoing policy of the United States.
Yeah, gas prices are going down. When you got Trump might win this election, talking about drill, baby, drill. Saudi Arabia is like, yeah, you want $600 billion invested into America? Yes, here. You think they want... Why do you think they trying to comply? And why do you think they're trying to invest in America right now? Because Trump is literally making America great again, and this is scaring them. This is going to scare their bottom line. Oh, he wants to drill? No, we don't need that. Let's think about what Trump is doing. Yeah, people weren't thinking about that. Yeah, Saudi Arabia came out investing $600 billion into America. Why did they do that? Why do you think for a minute? Why would they just do that?
United States of America, which is another thing that this administration kind of belies, doing this now, saying, oh my God.
James Gall said, Democrats are literally crying about criminals being deported. What the heck is she talking about? Yes, they are. That's the lunacy part about everything. New sub, you be thinking, shout out to you, I was scanned.
God, we're the first ones to do it. Well, no, they're not the first ones to do it. But what they are the first ones to do is to lead with cruelty, to lead with divisiveness, to lead with fear mongering among these communities.
Okay, so here's my reaction to this. Number one, the insecurities are coming from the Democratic Party. That's why they lost the election. They operate from a victim mindset, and she's a prime example of that. So when she brings up the whole point about insecurities, no, that's the Democratic Party. That's why you're fear-mongering your base, and that's why people are mistaking Secret Service agents for ICE agents. Okay, yeah, let's talk about that. Number two, under Joe Biden's watch, we had a mass invasion. What credibility do you guys really have left at this point? She speaks as if she's an expert on immigration, diplomacy, or mass deportation. She's neither of those things. And of course, Scott Jennings did shut down her entire argument by going back to what this country truly needs at this time, common sense.
Scott, I know you want to jump in there. I do want to ask you too, while you're giving us your thoughts, just can they do this? Look, the logistics of what they're trying to do are difficult. They need a lot of people, a lot of manpower, a lot of money to do this. Is it possible?
Yeah, of course it is. And, you know, it happened under Barack Obama, actually. He deported millions upon millions of people, and I don't have any recollection of the U.S. economy collapsing. And no Republican, and I don't think most Americans are taking seriously the argument that the U.S. economy is underpinned by violent, criminal, illegal immigrants. I mean, if our entire economy is underpinned by people who are rapists and murderers and commit other violent acts, then, you know, we got a whole other set of issues going on in the economy that we ought to talk about today. I mean, people just aren't buying that argument. So the populations that they are starting with are violent, criminal, illegal aliens. Then
how is this so hard for people to like understand what Trump is doing? This is ridiculous.
I also have 1.5 million people who have existing, fully adjudicated orders. And beyond that, I would just point out that if you came to this country illegally, you're already a criminal, illegal immigrant. You've already broken our laws, even if you haven't been arrested yet or charged with it. If you're here illegally, if you broke our laws, then you're going to be targeted.
Yeah, she just does not like what Scott Jennings has to say. And it's not even really a her thing. This is a liberal progressive thing. They have too much compassion on this issue, which has been blinding them from common sense and law and order. It's really that simple. If you allow people to get away and break the law and you never hold anybody accountable, then everyone's going to break the law. It's really that simple.
Now, maybe you're not going to be a top priority today because there's other more dangerous people here, but we cannot send a message that, well, some illegal immigration is okay. And that's been the problem of the last 4 years. Basically, Biden and Harris were like, just get here and it'll probably work out for you. That is no longer the communication strategy of the U.S. government. The strategy is, don't try us. Whether you're the president of Colombia or somebody who just walked across the border illegally, do not try us. It is not going to work out for you, period.
Right. Let's see what Anton Daniels is saying.
No, I agree. War with Iraq because he said they tried to kill my dad.
Well, what would you do if somebody tried to kill your daddy?
No, you took you went to war and killed Americans.
No, listen, that's not true. Why you went to war in Iraq?
He ain't say that though.
However,
he said it though.
However, I do think that the second Bush was the worst president in my history, in my lifetime.
Absolutely.
So I'm objective enough to not just vote across party lines. However, listen, I believe that they literally are the party of war. That the fact that I genuinely believe.
I mean, right now they're like, I don't know what they mean. No, we're fighting a proxy war right now. Proxy war. We got like a battery and you know what I mean? Like Ukraine's like representatives back. So it's like, It's pretty clear at this point. Shout out to Eve. She gifted 5 memberships. Shout out to Eve. Thug life. Eve gets a special thug life. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is.
Absolutely, 100%.
We always look mad at that.
And the fact of the matter is, they have no interest in when Trump was in office. When Trump was in office, objectively speaking, we had no new wars. We was bringing troops home, and we didn't have.
And Zelensky he wasn't even at the inauguration. He didn't even get invited to go to the inauguration. And so Biden and them got like a battery in Zelensky's back. That's how I feel about it. Zelensky's just doing their work for him. You know, maybe Trump's not gonna play like that. Maybe, hey, he's just like, yo, y'all need to stop this war. Biden's just allowing them to launch long range missiles into Russia. That's like antagonizing the war. That makes me think that you're a party of war. Like right now, makes me think that. I felt like the Bush family, you know, they kind of was a party of war. That's how I felt. Like at that time. Now times have changed. I think the Democratic Party is now the party of war.
Have the same. We didn't say have the same international issues that we have today.
Yeah.
We have so many proxy wars.
Catelyn said, not all people here illegally aren't dangerous. Some are not educated on how to obtain citizenship. They deserve opportunity just like anyone else. Fix issues. Please do not create issues. They need to come over here legally. You don't come over here illegally and then try to get legal. You come over here legally. You know what I'm saying? That's how I feel about it. Like, there's not people some people come here illegally and they're not doing any more like crimes, but you initially came over here illegal. You're illegal. It might not be dangerous, but you're illegal. They may want the opportunity. That's fine. That's cool. We want you over here, but we want you over here legally. So you can pay taxes just like everybody else. Be legal. Like, you don't get to just come here and just like, oh, well, maybe next week I'll do my citizenship and everything. No. I don't think it should work like that. Double Fashion is a member on the channel. He said 100% agree. Darian Hodges said, committed a crime is a bad start to obtaining citizenship. Exactly. And what I don't understand, right? African Americans, we're like disenfranchised in a lot of ways, right? Sometimes we're not, but in a lot of ways we are. You got the Democratic Party literally trying to, in my opinion, I'm not saying this is a fact, right? We got no voter ID laws. They're opening up the borders. They're trying to sell off parts of the wall. Why do you think they're doing that? They want these people to come over here and vote. They're tired of African Americans asking them for reparations. Y'all have been giving them your vote for all of these years, and they've been giving you nothing in return. You know what they gave you in return? Because I don't think Lyndon Johnson really liked black people, whatever. But what they give you in return, oh, you get welfare, you get Section 8. You can't have the male in the household. So they're putting systems in place to break up the family. That's what they're doing. What are they doing for you? And then, you know, now you're starting to complain, oh, well, y'all ain't doing anything for us. We need our reparations. We need 40 acres and a mule. And they keep ignoring you. Keep ignoring you. Keep ignoring you. Keep ignoring you. But what are you starting to see? The people in Chicago are starting to wake up, right? You got a lot of people who are trying to turn Chicago red. And they're going up and they're talking to the mayor and they're arguing. They're saying these people who are illegal are coming into our cities, right? And as a result, rent prices are going up, right? Because there's more competition. If you are a landlord and everybody want to live there, you just raise the price. Whoever can pay the most is going to get you know what I'm saying? Get what it is. They're getting like services, like healthcare. They're getting like free food, stuff like that. They're taking some of the jobs. So now the black people in Chicago are starting to see, wait a minute, they're disenfranchising us. The mayor said that he's not going to help get anybody deported. And then he tried to raise property taxes, but I can't remember how many, like millions, It was like a lot. And then he raised it to the tune of paying for illegal immigrants who live there. So that's why people from Chicago, Illinois was super upset at that corrupt mayor there. You know, the one that took, what was it, $80,000 and remodeled an office for his wife, even though they were going through a budget crisis, and we reacted to a video of that. Yeah, that's the guy allowing illegal immigrants to come in there. So now black people are starting to see, oh, wait a minute. They're really trying to like get rid of us over here. Yes. It's a big ploy. What do you think no voter ID is? Why do you think Gavin Newsom in California doesn't want to get rid of that? Trump had to give him an ultimatum. We want voter ID in California if you want federal funds. And we reacted to a video a couple days ago of that. Like, the Democrats are trying to get rid of y'all. So what I don't understand is, like, when I see, and this is not to make it all about race. Yeah, exactly, Eve, we reacted to that. It was like a $4,000 desk. $8,000 for 2 chairs that looked like they belong in, like, a funeral home. Like, very bad-looking chairs. Some people are, like, claiming that that was, like, money laundering. We don't know what that was. Paying the city like crazy amounts of money just to change the floors, like $40,000, like ridiculous sums of money. Meanwhile, they're going through a budget crisis. And this guy ran off of not raising property taxes, and he tried to raise property taxes to cover the services that illegal immigrants were getting. So blacks are starting to wake up in Chicago. And then now they want to turn Chicago red. But they've been doing this all along. Y'all are just now waking up. Y'all got to wake up, y'all.
In war with Russia, through Ukraine.
And believe you me, if something happened to us, like how we be like trying to stand up, you know, America is America. You know what I mean? We want to support each other, just what it is. Like, I support the legal Americans. You come over here from Venezuela, whatever you legal, thug life, you with us. But when you coming over here illegally, and then you got illegal gangs, and then they're like taking people's rent money, bullying people and stuff, like that's you got to get up out of this country. Why are we sitting here as like, oh, well, they shouldn't be, they should be allowed to be here. You know, like, I understand like black culture. Come on. I know we like crime. The Jay-Z's, you know what I'm saying? Boosies and all that. We love crime. Like, it's what it is. But some of it is not cool. It's all not cool. You know what I'm saying? But like loving crime, like we get so delusional with loving crime because of the Poison and the rap music. Like, that's not cool. Like, they're not supposed to be coming in here bullying apartment complexes. Or in New York, you see people riding around on like the motor scooters and popping people in New York. Illegal people doing that. Like, that's crazy. They got to get up out of here.
We in the Israel war, Taiwan proxy wars, all that shit. Come on, man. Realistically,
they happy, bro.
One of the reasons why Americans were so fed up with Biden and Kamala Harris was because we were participating in issues when we got our own shit.
All right, you know, they like cussing. I'm trying to get my little bit of money. I'm not trying to. One thing us black people love, we love to cuss. Even if it's going to cost us money.
President Trump about to address the House GOP conference meeting in Doral, Florida. But in the meantime, the party's over for illegals, literally as ICE agents busted a Trende Aragua, who knows, invite-only party in Colorado, locking up nearly 50 people. On Sunday alone, ICE nabbing nearly 1,000 criminals.
Taking over hotels and all kind of stuff, bro. Danielle said, I'm in Colorado and ICE been here all week. They getting up out of there.
Illegals across multiple states giving the...
How dare Trump? He's protecting everybody. Why is he doing that? Like...
boot to sex offenders and murderers. Yet some folks are missing the point of targeted and criminal actress Selena Gomez sobbing.
I like that he said that. Actress Selena Gomez out here sobbing
At the sight of these bad hombres getting deported, posting and then deleting this video.
All my people are getting attacked. The children.
This is what happens when you got a whole bunch of yes people around you. You don't know what's going on. She probably just follows Justin Bieber's like moves all day, seeing what he's doing. She don't know what's going on in the world. She don't know nothing. Like her PR team didn't even like tell her like, no, wait, you can lose some endorsements. Getting a little bit too crazy out here.
I don't understand.
Shout out to Samantha. She said, love you. Shout out to you.
I'm so sorry. I wish I could do something, but I can't. I don't know what to do.
You know what she can do with all? First of all, she can stop all this fake crying. She's worth over $1.4 billion. You know how much money that is? It's $1.4 billion. It's a lot. She can take some of that money. She can go to these countries of people that she's claiming that's her people, and she could start businesses there, right? Or companies to help people gain legal citizenship to get to the United States. That's what she can do. She don't want to do that. She's probably driving around in a Range Rover right now. It's about action. Even like, this is what I respect about who's the girl that Kanye West used to be married to, Kim Kardashian, right? A lot of people don't like a lot of things about her. What I do respect about her, prison reform, or like trying to get people who are innocent out of jail. She's like a big proponent of that. She don't just sit on Instagram or sit on Twitter like complaining and crying about it. She's met with Donald Trump, the president, you know what I'm saying, try to get something done about it. She actually spends her money. Remember, what's his name? Troy Davis. Like she was out there. She had like, you know, her companies or whatever, like trying to work, getting lawyers together, trying to like work and figure out a way to get them out of jail. Like she doing stuff like that. She ain't just sitting up like doing a live and crying and thinking that that's going to fix everything. This lady is heavily misled if she thinks that is what's going to work. This is going to make everybody like look at you crazy. You don't even understand the pulse of like one thing when you do media in any medium, right? Like me doing it in entertainment, battle rap, whatever, or talking about politics, you have to understand the pulse of what is going on. Why do you think I made like a video that went viral? That got like collectively like 6 million views that went like on the different platforms, probably more than that right now. Like 22,000 like followers in 24 hours. Like, why do you think, like, because we've been paying attention to what everybody's been saying. We've been reacting to everybody's been saying. We got a pretty good grasp and a pulse on the culture. I was able to put that together, put it in a video and went viral. You have to understand the pulse of the culture. Sometimes things go viral, sometimes they don't. She has no idea that the reason why Trump won is because Americans gave him a mandate that they want change. Why do you think you sitting there crying about people who are illegal, like committing crimes? How do you think this is going to resonate in a country of people who are tired of the American government allowing people to do this? You're misled. Now she got to let this run its cycle. She deleted it from social media. That's not going to stop it. This got to run its cycle now, girl. You messed up. People going to talk about this for months, a month. This is entertainment. This is the big dogs. They're probably going to talk about this for a few weeks, a month. She don't know what's going on.
I'll try everything, I promise.
You got a few mansions. Open them up.
Yeah.
Gomez explain.
Oh, dog life. You got a few mansions. Open them up. Tammy said, I'm misled. This lady's misled. She got a few mansions, open them up. She got a lot of money. How come she can't go over there and start services to try to get people to come to America legally if she cares so much? I don't think Fox News said anything wrong. Marsha said, you want to come, then no freebies. Those that came through Ellis Island came for a better life. Yeah. Yeah. Mystic says she knows exactly what she's doing. Mystic, are you becoming red pill? James Gall says she can donate her fortune to helping whoever she wants, but it's not about them. This is about her wanting to feel virtuous. Noah is a member on the channel. He said all that noise and not one tear. Scully said she's an actor.
Explaining her decision to delete her post in a now deleted post that says, apparently it's not okay.
And then Mystic says she has a lot of money and humanity. So if she really stood by what she said, that post would still be up. Why she pull it down? Because it was a PR stunt. Bro, I've got posts of stuff, like, I may have felt like passionately about something and put it up and left it up. Because I still feel like that. You know what I'm saying? Even like things that are not favorable, still have stuff up. I pull it down, still up. If she is so hurt about that, why did she pull that down? Oh, now she cares about what other people think? They're my people. Like, she care about that now? If it's not a stunt, leave it up. Why are people like, why are the comments bothering you so much you feel like pulling it down? Susan says Selena wants a potty party. She's not getting one from me. And then Celici said she really took it down. Back to acting school, little wizard from whatever place. She took it down. She did.
To show empathy for people. You know, Jesse, you are considered one of the most empathetic people on the planet.
It's true, and that's why I'm not really upset with her.
Oh.
The judge and you are probably just going to lay into her, but that's not me, Greg.
No, not
She's
you at all.
honestly upset. Those were real tears, and she may feel this way. She's misinformed. She doesn't understand.
Hey, y'all better watch it. At My Mom Magazine, she not playing.
Yes. It's rapists and killers that are going out first. The worst are first. I like that Trump has...
Exactly. Paul Warner said, why did she take it down? Because she knew people seen through it. Yeah, exactly. See, people be like, yo, Piperboy wins. Where's all the comments? Like, bro, the comments be like when I'm live. Like, look at all these comments. Since I've been live, mad comments. All the haters. Like, look at all these comments. Mad comments. We've been in here for a minute.
Quotas for deportations. He denies that they have quotas, but I hope it's true because without deadlines and targeted numbers, you're not going to accomplish anything in government. Biden had quotas for getting rid of whites in government. He has quotas for getting rid of illegals. That's what DEI was, Jessica. He's like a CEO. He's like, Holman, you got to hit your numbers by the end of the month. Let's go. No bonus. I hate how Biden knew there was a murderous foreign gangbang nightclub in Denver.
Hold on. Homegrown Miss said, what should you expect from actors? Acting. That's it.
And let them party. Imagine being a gangbanger in Denver where you're sex trafficking, gun trafficking, right out in the open. Imagine how comfortable you have to feel to be on foreign soil and operating like that. After 4 years, you're basically like, yeah, they know we're here and they don't care.
Yeah.
Brennan, who keeps arguing with J.D. Vance, for some reason always takes the side of foreigners, whether it's the Ukrainians, whether it's the Chinese, whether it's the Afghans. She just needs to understand this is a country that she lives in. She doesn't live in a foreign country. And it puts it into perspective. Miller was asked this question by one of these weepy reporters who did one.
Oh, I like what he said. Like, she doesn't live in a foreign country.
One of these Selena Gomez deals where she tries to scare you with tears. She said, why are you doing all these ICE raids at schools? And he goes, if we're doing an ICE raid at school, we're protecting the kids at the school. We're taking out a rapist from the cafeteria. That's how we have to look at this.
Yeah. And speaking of which, Jessica, that obese monstrosity known as Pritzker actually said that they had gone to a school when in fact it was.
Yo, they got the border czar. Like, bro, they got dudes out here in Chicago pulling up. He ain't playing.
Secret Service who are out there trying to protect against a known threat. That must be embarrassing for you personally as a fan of Governor Pritzker.
I called him and I said, JB, I think they're going to the school.
Yeah.
And he was like, on it.
Yes.
That was an unfortunate consequence of people tweeting too fast, obviously, and not waiting for the facts of it, but also that I feel as though it is increasingly hard to tell what's true and not true. And that is a bigger
club.
I know, God. It was all a big hoax, huh? Quotas. So Biden was getting out, I think, on average, like 308, 310 a day. Trump is now targeting, I think, 1,200 to 1,500, which is obviously a huge jump. Part of the concern is that there might be some people caught in those roundups who are not non-citizens, that there are people that we either are U.S. citizens or people who have, been here for. I hear you breathing heavily, Janine. You can go after. So that's something to pay attention to.
Mystic said, look what Selena caused. Everyone is talking. This is the intent.
I saw as well that Trump and co. want all the ICE agents to be in their vests, and
her intent was to look like a fool.
For this to be good TV. And like Nancy Mace tweeted asking where she can watch deportations on live stream. I get it. My sense of humor is.
Hold on, let me see what my girl's saying. Let's see my girl's saying over here.
Going to people that are not citizens of this country. Okay, so anyways, we've been seeing the footage nonstop of criminals getting rounded up immediately. Trump got to work. And the best part of this, by the way, is that we are learning their rap sheets. And we are learning that these individuals are child rapists. Our federal government knew where these child rapists were living. And essentially the Biden admin told them, you're not allowed to round them up. Okay, I guess, I don't know what this is a part of. We're accepting, we're loving. They knew where these criminals were. And it took Trump getting into office. And
Kaylin says, stop trying to incriminate. Stop trying to incriminate Gomez. Like, how are we trying to incriminate Gomez?
Tom Homan devising a plan to start rounding them up. It is mind-boggling. And what is incredible is that when we see them rounded up and they're caught on camera for these ride-alongs and they're asked questions, they're rude. They're confident. They're angry that, that Trump's in office, and they're talking trash.
What did the one dude say? Oh, Joe Biden forever, bro. Obama, thank you for everything you ever did for me. I'm not going back to Haiti.
Trash. Zero respect for the law, and they want us to know how little they respect the law. Take, for example, this Haitian migrant. This was caught in a Fox News ride-along. Incredible rap sheet. Truly such a criminal. Watch this clip from Fox News, which took place, by the way, this roundup in Boston.
I'm not going back to Haiti. One of those threats is this illegal alien from Haiti. ICE says he's a gang member with 17 criminal convictions in recent years.
Trump, you feel me? Yo, Biden forever, bro. Thank Obama for everything that he did for me, bro.
Word for word. I said it word for word. Thank you, Obama, for everything you did for me, bro. I know Obama's like, oh. This is crazy.
So again, for the people who have different politics to me that watch this show, maybe just for the culture element.
Eve said, Homan told him, too bad you're going back. Yeah, he literally said that, Eve. She said, Homan told him, too bad you're going back anyway, literally. Like, he did say that.
When you hear that, when you hear someone that has a rap sheet, has 17 crimes have been committed, right? 17 in this country. And we are talking about violent crimes that have been committed. And he's just like, thank you, Biden. I love you and I hate Trump. How does it actually make you feel? Seriously, does it make you convert a little bit in your mind? Maybe we'll get you there. Anyways, this is what we were expecting. What we were also expecting was the emotional side of the argument, because immediately when Trump's in office, then we start being told, what about the children? You know, these families, we're breaking up family. That guy right there, he might be a felon, but he's also a father. That seems to be the argument that I at least see being made all the time this year, breaking up families. And look at this child crying for his mommy or his daddy. And that argument in particular drives me insane, because for years, because it's, guys, that's what happened.
Wait, so can we like all just commit a lot of these different things and then like not go to jail? Because like if we go to jail for like committing crimes, right? Like that's like jailable offenses. You're gonna be like removed from your family because of that. You're gonna be locked up. So what? So they could just, like, a lot of liberals just, what y'all want them to do? Just commit crimes and there be no recourse for it? Is that what we doing?
Happens when you break the law. Doesn't matter whether you're a citizen or you're not a citizen. If you break the law, okay, let's say you're just a random guy who shoots someone, you go to prison, you get separated from your family.
I literally just said, what are we? Hey, y'all, are we psychics, Eve? Are we psychics? What is this? Thug life. I did not watch this before. We literally on the ball with this is how in tune we are with the political arena and what's going down. She literally said everything we said.
That's a consequence.
We rock with you, Candace Owens. We not dissing you. We just in tune too.
Actions sometimes have to meet their consequences, and that's on the parent to not do that.
Tig, yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, I was just on the mark. I'm like, yo, like, and then there was a dude from Haiti. He said X, Y, and Z. She played the clip, and then we just talking about Selena Gomez or whatever, and we just talked about like people being separated from families. If they go ahead and they do what? They do something illegal, they get arrested. It's the same thing. Maybe me and Candace Owens is in sync. Maybe she my best friend from another life or something. I don't know.
That to their child, not for society to say, well, I know he killed 10 people, but we're not going to put him in prison because how unfair would it be for their child? I mean, that's nuts, right? Mm-hmm. And so you have these sappy arguments, and I will say that they do not work on me in particular when I...
Shout out to Marcus Seaton with the $4.99. Appreciate you.
Am as pregnant as I am at this moment, but they do always seem to find a home in Hollywood. Celebrities love a good sappy argument. They are incredible at being emotionally swayed.
Yeah, Furu the Guru, he said, take a minute to like the live. If y'all can, double tap the screen. Also hit the 100s, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to Emma Mom Magazine. I always want to give her a special shout out. She is the moderator. She's in control of the chat. You know what I mean? Also, I cannot have reached 100,000 subscribers without Emma Mom Magazine. That is a fact. You know what I mean? So shout out to her.
They're the best, very easily emotionally swayed. Apparently not when illegal murders a young woman like Laken Riley, but definitively when they start hearing that families are being separated. So Selena Gomez, okay, she hopped up onto Instagram and she started crying about the mass deportations of Mexicans, presumably because she's Mexican. And so she felt compelled. I'm sure maybe she was getting pressure from people in the comments that were saying, you're Mexican, so you have to take a stance on this and say that it's wrong for people to have to face any consequences for breaking the law. And so she did that. She obliged and she started crying on her Instagram page. We're going to roll that clip for you right now.
Just want to say that I feel...
Yo, they are... Selena is being dragged today. Wait a minute. I know she like, oh my God. Like, whoever made her do this.
I'm sorry. All my people are getting attacked. The children. don't understand. I'm so sorry. I wish I could do something, but I can't. I don't know what to do.
Yeah, Ruben said somebody called the ambulance. Yo, yo, I'm never gonna forget that in my life, bro. He said somebody called the ambulance. Yo,
I'll try everything I promise.
I'm not laughing, you're laughing. So first and foremost, it's funny first moment she was a little Mexican flag, something like, I don't know. Everybody like loves a flag during debates, like Ukrainian flag, Israel flag, and I've got a Mexican flag, and she's just trying to like relate to the people, like, oh. But this comment, I was in stitches. This user just wrote underneath that, you know, he's like, girl, he used the B word, BITCH can barely even pretend to speak Spanish. And yet here she...
yo, what did he just say? What, Candace? You being mad petty putting that up there, bruh. She is petty. Yo, she could barely get up there and fake speak English. Like, what? Fake speak Spanish. Yo, that's crazy. No, Candace did not put that in there. Yo, what? Candace don't be playing, man.
Oh, everybody like loves a flag during debates, like Ukrainian flag, Israel flag, and I've got a Mexican flag, and she's just trying to like relate to the people, like, oh. But this comment, I was in stitch.
Jay with the $5 donation, he said, give me 3 Trump rallies in one day in South Chicago this week. Flip it. Thank you.
This user just wrote underneath that, you know, he's like, girl, he used the B word, BITCH can barely even pretend to speak Spanish. And yeah, here she is, just like,
she can barely pretend to speak Spanish. Is crazy, bro. That is crazy, Paul. This is crazy. Yo, it be the comment sections that be hilarious, bro.
Like relating to the amigos. And there's another reason why it's also funny. And so I want you to level with me.
Marcus Seaton with the 199, he said, me and Chat GTP just said the parents, I have texts.
Irrespective of what you think, even if you're on the left and you just love the idea of, I don't know, mass illegal immigration, you have to acknowledge that celebrities in general, like, their solution to problems are funny, because regular people, it's knowing that she set up her phone to cry that really gets me, because it disturbs me. It's like what I said last.
Saint said, also talking about the girl that had the lowest stage of bipolar and people told her she's a warrior. Yo, it's crazy. And then V says Selena can buy mansions in Central and South America and fill them up with migrants. She has billions. Exactly.
Last week, celebrities don't know they're insane, right? They don't know. I don't know how much money has to be in your bank account before you trip over into the insanity. I don't know how much money you have to have before you start sending text messages about being Daenerys Targaryen and having little monster dragons. Like, I need to know what that number is that hits in your account, where then you're like, I'm just crazy. But I guess they're called eccentric, because rich people are called eccentric, poor people are called crazy. But that level where they get to eccentric.
I like how she just said that. She is right. They will like give rich eccentric people that title, right? You can't be like regular crazy. Like, no, I'm not. I'm eccentric. I like that she said that.
Eccentric, where it's picturing her setting up for that makes me laugh, right? So you have a feeling coming on. Imagine you in your life, like something happens, I don't know, you start crying hysterically, like nobody grabs their cell phone. Think about the steps there, right? I'm sad. My Instagram. I'm so sorry. My life, is it going? Okay, it's live. That's it. I'm so sorry.
Yo, this is crazy, bro. Oh Lord, they are taking Selena Gomez, and she going for a media ride today.
I don't know what is happening. It's weird. It's the moment of consciousness that is weird.
And she telling the truth. Candace Owens ain't lying. She telling the truth.
for me that you're thinking about your family. It tells me you're not really sad, because when you cry and you're actually super upset about something, the last thing you're thinking about is social media. You're not trying to capture social media. So this only works if you're being filmed. Like, okay, if you're on a reality TV show and then you're being filmed, and so somebody captures you crying, then I might be like, oh, it's actually really sad. Like, Kylie Jenner's crying, obviously doesn't want the production around to capture this, but she's her own producer. She's her own videographer, and she's crying. So I think it's weird, and I think it's funny, and I think it's okay for us to objectively embrace the fact that Selena Gomez crying on Instagram is funny. And we have to tell them that it's funny and it's weird, so they stop being weird and funny in that way. So anyways, just wanted to show you that. Selena, no hard feelings. Seriously, I hope you have an amazing one.
Yo, Jay said deport Selena. Yo, what? Oh, crazy.
But it's a little annoying that you did that.
Mystic said Candace's kiddos are going to be on social media when they are older, and they will see Candace making fun.
So on top of that, and this is also hilarious.
I don't think Candace Owens be saying anything crazy like that. I don't think she do. Y'all on TikTok, I'm live on YouTube right now. But yeah, Kitty said 18 bedroom, 16 bathroom. She should put families up in her 30,000 square feet mansion. Selena Gomez, she got that many bathrooms.
Over the weekend was this battle of the who's the tough guy between the Colombian president and Trump. Okay, so this is the Colombian president. He's funny for a lot of reasons. We're going to get into that. But essentially, part of rounding up these people is we're going, okay, where are you from? You're from Colombia. You got to go back to Colombia. Okay, I'm sorry, hombre. And so Trump gets a military plane together and he sends all of these illegal.
Nah, Selena Gomez's house is crazy. Yeah, her house is nuts. Jay with the $2 donation, he said Democrat antenna bent. Yo, what? That is hilarious, bro. That is Democratic antenna is bent. Yo, somebody sent me a TikTok universe to Tyler. Shout out to you. I appreciate you.
To Colombia. And guess what? The president, that Mr. Gustavo Petro is his name, posts on X that he barred U.S. planes that were carrying Colombian migrants. So these are his citizens from entering the territory because, quote, the U.S. can't treat Colombian migrants like criminals. Okay.
Hold on. Let me show you like one of her mansions. It's crazy. This is crazy, bro. Let's see if I can. It'll let me show you. Look at that. She got a lot of rooms in there. She got one. It's in Calabasas. 3.6 million Mediterranean style residence. That looks crazy, bro. Yeah, she could have some illegals up in there. What's up with y'all on TikTok? I'm on YouTube Live.
He then demanded, so that flight had to divert to Costa Rica. He then
Yo, but that's crazy. Jay said, and we reacting to Candace Owens. Yo, Jay said Democrats' antennas bent. Yo, what?
Demanded that the U.S. put procedures in place for migrants to be, quote unquote, treated with dignity. Okay. And this is weird because last year they accepted deportation flights. There were 124 planes that came from the U.S. and landed into Colombia. But President Petro said that his problem was that these deportees were on military planes rather than civilian flights. And he didn't like the way that the
Hey, Menace said, I'll act illegal to stay tonight. Yeah, crazy, man.
Migrants may have been treated, which is a bizarre thing to say on a military flight.
Shout out to that English for following on TikTok. Appreciate you. Appreciate y'all.
Nobody's punching them in the face. They're just on military flights. But in his posts on X, he referenced videos that were showing the migrants that and they were handcuffs, and they also had their feet restrained. So I'm going to show you that footage here. And for those of you that are listening on audio, you just see a bunch of, oh, it's not families, it's
And shout out to Megan. You are the number one. Appreciate you.
grown adult Colombian men, and they're all walking, and they, and they have their feet shackled, which you can see. Maybe you can't see from this angle, but you'll see it as we keep going.
Yeah. Somebody said Trump found some of the kids that were gone missing. Yeah, so that's fire.
Going on, their feet are shackled, and their hands are shackled. And so this is what has upset the president. He's like, this is inhumane. Why are their hands shackled? And this might also be what Selena Gomez doesn't understand. She doesn't understand, she says, like, why are their hands shackled? So let me help you both. Because they broke the law.
Ruben Rising with the $5 donation, he said, bro, if she cried a little harder, she might be able to afford to house at least 100 criminals, illegal aliens. Yo, that's crazy. Candace Owens put up a post talking about she couldn't even like fake Spanish. Like, what? That's crazy, bruh. Wow.
Okay, like, I don't know. I don't know if it's like a foreign concept. Arresting. What happens when you get arrested? Your hands get shackled. So you are free once they land into your country, sir, to say, I don't think this is a high crime, and to ask for the keys, and we're free. You can release them wherever you want. Release them to the forests of Colombia. They can do.
Putting them in handcuffs is like inhumane. That's insane.
Whatever it is you want. The playas de Colombia, okay? Colombianas. That's fine. They just can't be in our country because they broke the law. And it's tremendous to me as someone who married an immigrant, okay? To go through the process legally, I'm just stunned. Do you guys not know?
Thank all y'all for sharing the live. Ooh, it's a lot of people sharing the live in the TikTok. Shout out to y'all.
Like Selena crying, Colombian president. Did you not know there's an option to come into this country legally? That's I don't know.
Shout out to Mafioso with the $2 donation. He says Selena can't even cry in Spanish. Yo, wow, yo, that's crazy. That is crazy, yo. These comment sections, man, they are insane.
That just completely seems crazy. Like the only way that you can get in is through the southern border and by breaking the law, because that's not a reality. And the people that go through the process like I do, and it takes years, it just frustrates me when they are signaling to us that the years that we spent, the paperwork, the interviews that my husband and I have had to do, and they get to just go, well, we snuck in. And so now we want the rights, and we want free handouts, and we want welfare benefits. And that's what we got under President.
And they were actually like, the illegals in New York were getting $350 a week. So $1,400 a month in free food vouchers in New York. So yeah, you're going to come here illegally. Oh, they're going to give us food? That's insane.
President Biden. Anyways, so he, going back to this, narrative where the Colombian president, Petro, decides to divert the plane. He's like, oh, I'm a tough guy.
Hey, Mystic said, neither can any of y'all cry in Spanish. Yo, what? You said in Akron, Ohio, I worked with 100 Serbian Bosnians. Every one of them came in the legal way.
Well, it turns out Trump then, this all happened on Sunday, hits Truth Social and on X and basically says, you want to play tough guy? Here's what I'm going to do.
Megan said that's BS. Like, come on.
He writes, I was just informed that 2 repatriation flights from the United States with a large number of illegal criminals were not allowed to land in Colombia. This order was given by Colombia's socialist president, Petro, who is already very unpopular amongst his people. Petro's denial of these flights has jeopardized the national security and the public safety of the United States. So I have directed my administration to immediately take the following urgent and decisive retaliatory measures. 1, emergency.
I like that word. Retaliatory. Oh, you don't want to listen? All right. Yo, and he straight up said it though. Trump, wow. Like, yo, normally it's like the media is like, they'll be like, oh, well, these are retaliatory. He's like, we're taking retaliatory. Yo, you gotta be a straight up goon to say something like that. Like, yo, Yeah, we taking retaliatory. Yo, Trump ain't playing, bro. Shout out to Megan, said from India. Shout out to you.
25% tariffs on all goods coming into the United States. In 1 week, the 25% tariffs will be raised to 50%. So let me tell you why that's really relevant before I read the rest of these. Guess what the number one thing that Colombia exports to the United States? Roses. They're huge flowers.
Oh, so it's roses. Okay. So AOC was talking about coffee, but Candace Owens is like, no, it's roses. Shout out to yeah, she said, bro, I love your video. Shout out to you. Appreciate you. Alice said, I haven't seen anything I haven't liked and far B. And then Jay with the $2 donation said, Oscar denied. Hey Jay, I will never forget you said that the Democrats' antenna is bent. I will never forget that, bro. That is hilarious.
Our exporters, okay? And Valentine's Day is coming up. So this is the time where they just inundate us with their number one product. And now Trump's like, oh, okay, you want to play tough guy? Well, guess what? We're going to add a 25% tax, and then it's going to go up to 50% a tariff on you sending all of this stuff in. Going back to his list, he says a travel ban and immediate visa revocations on the Colombian government officials and all of their allies and supporters.
And I think Saudi Arabia is investing like $600 billion because they know Trump's about to drill, baby, drill. They don't, they kind of want... All right, Trump, you're doing a little bit too much making America great again. Let us help you, but don't start doing all that. You know what I mean? Like, let's give you $600 billion to chill out. He's like, we take the $600 billion and we still drilling. Thug life. Yo, I like where this country is headed, man.
Visa sanctions on all party members, family members, and supporters of the Colombian government. Enhanced custom and border protection.
Yo, Mailhawk said, dang, coffee is going to be sky high. 2 now? Like, hey, yo, Valentine's Day roses, they're going to be expensive.
Inspections of all Colombian nationals and cargo on national security grounds, and IEEPA Treasury, banking, and financial sanctions to be fully imposed. So he's just not playing around, and instantly, okay, first the president of Colombia, Petro, responds and says, on this is all happening on X, by the way, which is amazing. He writes, your blockade does not scare me because Colombia, besides being the country of beauty,
exactly, Franco Banco said, we still drilling,
is the heart of the world. He writes back poetry. He writes back attempted poetry to Trump saying, like, you're going to pay for this financially. But then what happened was behind the scenes, Petro's administration immediately folded, okay? In a late night news.
Nicole Kipp said, and it's going to affect us, the American people, in our pocket product. They've already come to a resolution. Like, they're going to end up like sending a plane out here to pick up those illegal immigrants and take them back to Colombia. So he ended up folding, you know what I mean? Like their president, Gustavo, folded. And so that's what's going on right now. You know what I mean? So they're going to end up taking them. I don't think the tariffs are going to continue, you know what I mean? Because they've already folded. Or maybe Trump's like, even if you fold, like we still putting these tariffs on you since y'all want to act up in front of the world stage. No, like you're still getting some tariffs. We don't need your roses. We gonna tell Americans to just buy they girl some cards.
Conference, the foreign minister Luis Murillo announced that the two countries had overcome the impasse and that Colombia would accept their returned citizens. Okay, but to make the president feel good, he said he's gonna send the presidential plane. Essentially, the Colombian Air Force One to pick them up. Buddy, if you want to send your Air Force One back and forth to pick up the illegals, we are totally cool with that. Like this is not a problem for us at all. And
yeah, Franco, we do not need your roses.
So that's what's happening. Trump won. It was a 24-hour standoff. And this is what it means to have a leader at the forefront of the country, not someone who's just bending over and saying, okay, well, we'll do whatever it is that you want. And so the only thing that Petro had left was name calling. So he called Trump on X a white slaver. And so he really wrote this next. He wrote, I don't want slavers next to Colombia. We already.
And somebody, Johnny said, finally have a president. Oh, shout out to y'all in TikTok. I seen that. The guest, shout out to you. Ooh, Chi-Town, shout out to you. But yeah, it said, finally America has a president that the world respects and fears. You know, yeah, sometimes you can't be having no super nice president. It's cool sometimes, but nah. Like, because if that would have been Biden would have been like, okay, we'll take him back. Gustavo would have been like, yeah, that's how I roll. Trump, like, you dealing with a whole different president here, but we not doing that. Like, this is you putting our American people at risk. Like, once he goes that route, you putting American people at risk. If you are an opposing company, a country, just comply at that point. You don't know if Trump got that button or not. You know what I'm saying? Just comply. Get it over with. You know what I mean? Take your media. You know what I mean? They drag you through the media for a week, 2 weeks, and just you live to do more business with America.
We had many and we freed ourselves. You don't like our freedom? Okay. I don't shake hands with white slavers. Ooh, okay, tough guy. We get.
Oh, so she got the messages of Gustavo talking reckless. All right, let's see this.
We had many and we freed ourselves. You don't like our freedom? Okay, we'll do whatever it is that you want. And so the only thing that Petro had left was name calling. So he called Trump on X a white slaver. And so he really wrote this on X. He wrote, I don't want slavers next to Colombia. We already had many and we freed ourselves. You don't like our freedom? Okay. I don't shake hands with white slavers. Ooh, okay, tough guy. We get it. And I would be careful going around name calling because this is a random fun fact you should probably know about the Colombian president. And that fun fact is that he got caught with a transgendered woman. Yeah, this is a real headline. Married Colombian President Gustavo Petro says he's not gay after he is seen in Panama with trans woman Linda Yeeps.
See, Gustavo, the internet will always win. You cannot beat the internet, bro. Just comply, Gustavo. Just chill out and comply.
And so this is the video rather, of him walking with, I don't want to be in trouble for misgendering on YouTube. He's walking with Linda. Got caught, folded, and just wanted to reiterate to the public. And so since I'm a supporter of him and his beautiful country, I will reiterate what he said. He's not gay, guys. You're just transphobic. And that's literally what he said to the press.
Jay with the $2 donation, he said, money talks. You know the rest.
He's not gay. You're just transphobic. And I want to remind all of you guys that
Shout out to Queen, sent a gift. Universe to Edward.
That is the reality. I don't know what the heck is going on in the world, but I'll tell you one thing, you guys, I am having a lot of fun. Okay, before we get into this deep dive of the Blake Lively, Justin Baldoni, guys, I've even created a timeline. Okay, I first want to remind you that today's episode is sponsored by.
Shout out to Candace Owen. Shout out to everybody that's been rocking with the live on YouTube. We about to get up out of here. We got 160,000 views. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. Shout out to everybody on TikTok. We've been rolling. Shout out to Jay for the donation. I'm on my magazine. You know, she helped your boy get 100,000 subscribers. Mystic, shout out to you. Even though you be kind of sneak dissing, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to you too. Everybody that's been, you know, doing y'all work, and shout out to everybody that's been sharing all of these lives. Shout out to Eve. You know, see all the gifting going on, gifting memberships. I appreciate that. Franco. You know what I mean? It is what it is. But shout out to everybody. I'm out. Come rate, subscribe. Let me know what y'all think about that. Watch the replay. You know what I mean? Comment on there, and then